Snapshot.
The Mariners handed the Braves their first series loss of the year. Brian Wu was exceptional, giving up a single hit, no runs, and striking out 9 over 6 innings. They have an off day today before opening up a series on the road tomorrow against the White Sox. We have a name to add to a list of potential Seahawks buyers. Sportico reporting this morning that former Celtics owner Wick Grausbeck and Celtics investor Aditya Mittal are putting together a bid to purchase the team.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
We could have been having a very different conversation today. I just want everyone to know that. Yesterday, I was thinking there are two very different paths that we could take as the Seattle Mariners, right? We can take this conversation to, oh my God, they got a series win. You can build on this with momentum, which is the conversation we're going to have today. Or it was going to be, look, I know the Braves are an amazing team, an amazing offense. They're leading the league in like every other category, but you needed more. And what a deflating homestand. But that's not what the conversation we're having today, Bump, because the vibes are okay. They're not exceptional, but they're okay right now.
They're all right. I mean, Wu did his thing, struck out 9, 6 scoreless. You have Cole Young, who looks like he's the leading bat in this order right now. You got Julio, who went yard as well. You took down the best team in baseball, according to the record right now. So, no, vibes are better. That's why I was trying not to like trip too much yesterday. I was kind of like, all right, let me see what happens here, because you come off a horrible series with the Royals, a team that you should take care of, and then you beat a team who hasn't lost a series this year. And I thought to myself, excuse me, it's the Mariners, man. Like, they're good enough to beat a good team, and they're average enough to lose to bad teams.
Yeah.
And this is who they've been the past couple of years. We're just waiting for that run that they go on to kind of separate themselves in the division.
Yesterday, we talked about, do you panic or do you practice patience, with a couple different names. One of the names was Brian Wu. He had thrown kind of 2 duds, and we all said absolutely not panicking on Brian Wu. 2 bad outings doesn't change anything about him. But we had some questions for Jordan Schusterman, who joined us, about, like, well, how does he adapt it? He's really fastball reliant. Whatever he did, it worked, because he looked amazing. 1 hit allowed, 9 strikeouts, no runs, obviously. I think 2 walked, over 6 innings.
Wu ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into the motion. He deals to Olsen. Strike 3 called. Freeze him right at the kneecaps. Brian Wu, a wicked slider. He got it in to punch out Olsen. 9th strikeout on the day. Brian Wu has been sensational, holding the best offensive team in baseball so far this year to no runs through 6 innings. A standing ovation for Brian Wu behind the Mariners' first base dugout.
Bump, I was listening to Brock and Salk this morning, but Mike had a great point about this, which is like, yeah, we'd all love for Julio to be an MVP. Yeah, you'd love for Cal to look better, and there are things that we can say about both of those guys, particularly Cal, who is still clearly struggling coming back from injury and has struggled to start the season, minus like a week of great play. But ultimately, that's not the identity of the team. That's not who the Mariners are at their core. Who they are is elite pitching, great defense. Now, still figuring out the defense, but it was great to see elite pitching again. I thought it was a great point.
Well, pitching is defense, right? I guess you can lump that in there. You know, keep the bats cold on the other side. Yeah, we know this is who this team is. I think last year we kind of fell into, all right, well, this team is a power team because all the home runs that they hit last year, right? So you come into this year and we're thinking, okay, we are going to keep that rolling. I'm sorry, I was distracted. This video feed and Brock just popped up. It jacked me up real quick.
I don't know who was sitting in my spot, but it's so zoomed out that I look like a teacup. I look like I drove in here on a thimble. Like, it's so tiny.
Well, you do have a mini Bronco. So
it's not a mini Bronco. It's a Bronco Sport.
Oh, my bad.
I call it a Bronco for athletes.
Okay.
Like me.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's the Mariners are weird because they give you different versions of them, right? Last year it was a whole bunch of power, and we're thinking, okay, but you come into the season, they're saying we just want to put the ball in play. You know, we're not a power team, want to put the ball in play. Then they transform to this power team. So they come into this year, we're like, okay, what version of this team are we going to get, and what's going to be most successful? When the whole time we know that it's all about the arms and the mound. Like, if those guys are good, this team has a chance. And we were reminded yesterday that these arms, when they are hot, they're one of the best in the game.
And we are still figuring out the batters. So, again, feeling good about the arms. So happy with Emerson Hancock and what he's been able to do. Really happy for Luis Castillo that he was able to bounce back a little bit. And obviously thrilled with George Kirby's start to the season. You could argue he's been the best arm to start the season for this team. And then, obviously, Wu had a thrilling day yesterday. Let's get to those batters, though. The 206. I wish our batters were as scary as Atlanta's. They are terrifying. Mariners are mostly easy outs. Now, I'd like to say two things here. Number one, the offense is and has been underwhelming, very inconsistent. You're waiting to see more from Cal and a couple other guys, and I totally get it. Number two, you took 2 of 3 from Atlanta. I don't want to start a day after a series win, handing the best team in baseball their first series loss, going, I just wish the Mariners were better. Like, I get it. I totally get it. I'm just wondering if we're looking a gift horse in the mouth a little bit with that take. You're right. You are right. There needs to be more. But, I wish our batters were as scary as Atlanta's. Absolutely. The Mariners' bats aren't playing up to the back of their baseball cards right now, and that's really frustrating. But, you beat Atlanta.
Yeah, you take your wins however you can take them. And
they had 1 hit.
I think you start to understand who this team is and how they're going to win ball games. And right now, they're going to be close games. I mean, they haven't really blown anybody out this year. Maybe 1 or 2 games where we felt like, all right, the offense put up a bunch of runs. You had 11 against the Twins, 11 against the Cardinals, but you gave up 9 as well. But this is how this team is going to win games against good ball clubs. It's going to be close. You're going to rely on your pitching, and you're going to need some clutch hits. It's crazy that I'm looking at the box score, and Cole Young and Parade are the ones that stand out. Parade went had 2 hits. Cole had 3. Obviously, Julio went yard. But this is the team that we have. They're a scrappy team who, if they can hang around, they can make some things happen with some names that you might not expect. If you haven't been watching the Mariners, and I guess Cole Young will be a name that you're not familiar with. Obviously, we cover the team, so we've been watching him do what he does. So, yeah, this is it is what it is at this point, man. They're not an elite team. They are a slightly above average team, in my opinion.
Well, and both of those things can be true, where you simultaneously want to see more, and you also recognize that, you don't have to have such a doomer approach. Sometimes, I hear doomer takes, and I hate that not being a doomer makes you sound like a homer. That's what I hate when you're talking about the Mariners. But there are some people that will complain, and I'm not saying about this texter. This texter made a fair point about the offense being fairly porous, but there are times when I'm like, man, you simply don't know enough about the team yet. And maybe it would matter if you were in the NL West and you had to worry about overcoming the Dodgers. Or maybe it would matter if you were in the AL East, or the NL East for that matter, and you're looking at the Braves who are sitting atop. But you're in the American League, and in particular, you are in the American League West. And right now, despite the Mariners trying their best to take themselves out of it at times, they are still very much in it. Jordan Schusterman yesterday.
Can't say it's April anymore. So we're over 20% through the season, and as I continue to bring up every time I get here, and then until it's not true, I will continue to repeat it. No one else in the American League besides the Yankees is jumping up and taking it. So as long as that's true, they're going to have a window to climb the standings quickly. But yeah, I mean, they got to heat up. They got to heat up, and that hasn't happened quite yet.
Both things are true. We are eventually going to stop saying it's too early, because it's not. You're a quarter of the way through the season. The AL West is pretty atrocious.
Oh, it's bad. And Jordan makes a good point. There are 2 teams that are really, what'd you say in your clip, take the bull by the hands?
That's not me. You need to stop putting out fake news, because people are believing it.
There's only really 2 teams that are shown okay, we can be elite in this league, and that's what the Yankees and the Rays, right? Yankees 25-12, Rays 24-12. You don't want to have to depend on what's going on around your league, but you can use that to your advantage. You can buy yourself some time. I'm looking at what teams are doing, and yeah, the Mariners aren't playing to the level that we want them to play at, but they're still in the mix, and that's really all you want to be at this point of the season, is in the mix. If you're not elite, just be in the mix, and that's exactly where they are right now, and they took down a good team. So hopefully the mental is good. Now you go to Chicago. We all know about them White Sox, man. We know about them, all right? And if you take care of them, maybe you grab some momentum and go. And White Sox, I'm sorry. I'm talking to y'all like
they're better
the Mariners
this year.
are just that much better than you. No, you've gotten better this year. They're in the mix as well. I'm sure other radio stations are having the same conversation about their ball club. Just be in the mix because a lot of teams still are.
Oh, in Chicago, they're definitely talking about, like, hey, you have an opportunity here against the Mariners.
Sure.
The Chicago White Sox of this year are still not expected to be a playoff team, much less a great team, but they are better than last year's White Sox. But I think the point still is true about what you're saying, which is there is an opportunity to build on momentum. And sometimes that's enough for the Mariners on paper are the best team in the AL West. If you were to pick a team, regardless of how down bad you feel about your team, you could ask national people this. Right now, knowing everything we do through a quarter of the season about these teams, if you were to pick a team in the AL West who, if it got enough of a lead, could hang on to it, the vast majority of people would still pick the Mariners.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity to start getting a hold of it. Now, you have to take the lead. You are behind. But like Bump said, a series against the Chicago White Sox, not going to be easy, but comparatively easier than, let's say, if you had to face the Yankees again already.
Right.
A series against Houston, a bad Houston team whose pitching has been awful, a horrible run differential, and just lost Carlos Correa for the year. Yeah, they're not going to, fall over and let you walk on by them. But, like, that is comparatively easier than facing the Braves again.
Yeah, you got this team is just so interesting to me, man, because we're seeing names that perform that we weren't really dependent on, right? The game before last, was it Luke Winyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raylan
Luke
Winyard.
and JP.
And Luke is it's like an X factor. Shows up, sometimes he doesn't, but when he does, it shows up in a big way. You talk about JP going yard, Cole doing this thing as well. But this is the type of team this is, and you're going to need those names to have those type of performances, especially when Cal is banged up. Clearly, Cal ain't right.
Cal's not right.
Cal's banged up. Julio seems like he's heating up. Naylor will flash every now and then. But the Mariners are a team that relies on the whole, right? There are some teams that, these three guys are going to perform day in and day out. We can rely on that. We're not there yet. This team warms up as the weather warms up. And hopefully in July, we see them go on a run that we've seen them make over the past couple seasons.
I completely understand why players would prefer the lineup to be the same. It's not just massaging egos. It's guys knowing where they're going to hit and kind of what to expect. And also it's managers making a lineup specifically about handedness, right? You don't want like a batch of lefties or vice versa. That being said, would you guys adjust anything about the lineup? Because the most common question I'm getting from people is whether or not you'd move Cole up and Cal back.
Yeah. You ain't touching that. I think I wouldn't, at least not now. I mean, Cal would have to be horrible for the next couple of weeks before I consider it.
Earned the right to figure it out a little bit longer.
Yeah, you don't. And some people,
in my opinion,
some people are so quick to, all right, let's make the change.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand the dynamics of a team sometimes. It's like, you need your guy to be the guy. And so be it. Stroke his dang ego. Keep him in that spot and show that you believe in him and that he can correct it, because for 4 seasons, he's hit 30-plus bombs. Like, this is what he does. So I understand people wanting to make the change, and I'm not even mad at them for that. But there's a dynamic that happens with a team that I think some don't realize. You let your guy work through his stuff. You don't just throw him to the curb because he's having a bad month.
Yeah, I don't even think it has to be about ego, because I guarantee you there's someone who heard that and thought like, well, who cares about someone's feelings? Although, Bump, I agree with you. Like, you do have to care about feelings when you're a manager and you're managing real people.
Right.
You can't critique a GM for being cold-blooded and not thinking about team dynamics and then be like, but who cares about these guys? Like, okay, you pick a lane. But I do think that 30-plus back-to-back or just back-to-back, and then 60, which he's not going to do again, but he has more power than most of your lineup. He is clearly figuring it out. There are times he looks lost. He did seem like he was improving week over week. He clearly missed a lot of important time in spring. WBC, just, oh my God, that clearly was a factor for a lot of these guys, and that's true league-wide. I don't think it's a coincidence the Mets are struggling like this either. But I think that he has earned, and I would say this about Julio if he was struggling too, because both of them have more slugging than most Mariners. I think he's earned a little bit of time to figure it out, especially coming off this oblique. And if he doesn't, then yeah, you do start considering that. Especially if Naylor heats up or Rosarena, like you do start going, who's getting on base? Who's driving in runs? These are the people we need to get more ABs here. But for right now, you're a team that could desperately use more power. And in theory, Cal and Julio have that more than others.
Yeah.
So
look at the resume.
And I think it's purely subjective. Like there's someone who fundamentally disagrees with me on that, and I don't think either of us are wrong right now.
No, I see both arguments. But I lean more towards the side, let one of your best players figure it out.
Yeah. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, rewrite!
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, Sportico reports former Celtics owner Wick Grousbeck and Celtics investor Aditya Maital are putting together a bid to purchase the Seahawks. What's the real headline?
Die-hard Lakers fan Michael Bumpus could be working for a Celtics investor.
No, thank
Go
you.
Celts,
Go,
baby.
go. We've always said that.
Yeah.
Hey,
18 rings.
look at the rings.
18 of them.
Look at the rings.
That's 3 days in a row now. Y'all been on my head about
What are
my
you talking
teams.
about? No,
2
3
days
days in
for
a
the
row.
Cougs. Now today for the Lakers.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
I forgot that I
You know what I was
going
gonna
to
do to you yesterday, and I didn't do it.
What?
I was gonna throw you under the bus.
What?
When we had WSU's AD on. I was gonna throw you under the bus and
And
say, you
say
know
what?
what? I'm like, listen, she was just talking so much crap about us. Don't listen to her. Don't answer any more questions from her because she was just talking so much stuff about our university.
I was.
But I said, you know, I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't do that.
But no, man, whatever. You know, just buy the team, get this thing over with, so we can stop talking about it. It's not like anything's gonna change. Mike McDonald's still gonna be the guy. John Schneider's still gonna be that dude, and this is still gonna be one of the best teams in football. But it does make me feel some kind of way knowing that the green could be a part of this.
But with that green also comes a long history of winning and a long history of spending a lot of money.
And literally a lot of green.
Yes,
a
green in that
willingness.
sense too.
And obviously, a salary cap makes conversations about an owner's willingness to spend in the NFL a bit different than when we're talking about MLB teams. However, when you're talking about coaches and support staff and the facilities and what they're willing to do for players, like that means a lot. And escrow.
Well, they already have plans to upgrade VMAC. I've seen some.
Yeah.
I think.
Have you seen mock-ups?
Yeah, it was like lots of glass. But no, that stuff matters. It does matter. If you're willing to spend money in your facilities, you're more likely to attract free agents. So listen, I will put my alliance aside if these guys come here and treat these guys right, upgrade the facilities. It's crazy to think that I was on the first team at VMAC. And I'm looking at VMAC. VMAC's almost 20 years old now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I look at Lumen. Lumen's like, what, 25, 26
Did
years
the
old?
locker room look the same when you were there?
The same. Nothing has changed. And it's not bad. It looks good, but
Yeah.
you get some upgrades.
It was then there are some times when the upgrades go a little far, like the Seahawks at VMAC. The locker room is kind of just like a classic, wood panel lockers, a navy blue carpet, whatever. Like there's nothing that's dated, I would say, about it. That also means there's nothing that's kind of like you see Dallas's and you're like, in theory, this is cool, but I think that this becomes dated in a different way.
Yeah.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, TMZ reports Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel rented a boat together while Rossini was pregnant with her first kid in 2021. What's the real headline?
Okay. Like you haven't spent a totally platonic day out on the water with another man's heavily pregnant wife. Come on.
Yo.
Let's be honest.
I can't say that I have.
That's her baby daddy.
Guys.
That's her baby
Who
daddy.
among us?
That is her baby daddy.
Who among us has not gone out on the water with a
8
woman that
months
is not
pregnant.
your wife,
Yeah.
who's 8 months pregnant? Girls trip. Like, what are we talking about? They're just there around the corner. They're in another boat. You can't see them, but it's a girls trip.
Babies weird me out a little bit. And pregnant women kind of weird me out too.
How dare you?
I respect it. I could never
sorry.
do it. I've seen
Oh.
my
You've been around.
I've
You're
seen my
three-time
sister-in-law
dad, yeah.
and Jen give birth, and it is something I cannot
Create
fathom.
humans in their
I
bodies?
cannot do it. That's why it weirds me out. So, me being a man that's low-key, like, weirded out by it, I would not be on a boat with a baby that's not mine. A woman who's pregnant with a baby that's not mine. It just don't look right. So, yeah, women, I respect y'all. You guys are stronger than me. I could not do it. You guys are soldiers. There's no way I'm hopping on a boat with a pregnant lady, and that ain't my baby.
I know that the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel stuff starts to feel to a lot of people like bedroom policing or gossipy or just something that doesn't typically fall in line with a sports conversation. I do, though, have to say, you guys, that with each news story that comes out, especially because they are becoming crazier and crazier, I think we're starting to get into the does Vrabel step back, step down type territory. I think it becomes a sports conversation again, genuinely, when you're going, is this going to become a distraction for the Patriots, or are the Patriots going to rely on a very quick news cycle in the NFL?
Well, Drake May once again said, listen, I back my coach. And I have a bet going with G. Scott. G thinks that Vrabel is not going to coach this year. I bet him 100 push-ups that he is going to coach this year because the NFL does what the heck they want to do. And they just need to be together. Just be together. You know what I mean? If you guys went through all this for years, y'all been sneaking around, just go ahead. You must love each other. You must have some love for that person.
Clearly.
Just be together.
Yeah, I don't. I think that he is head coach of the Patriots week 1. I think that there will be some other crazy headlines that come out, and I don't know what could come out about this story to make it, quote, worse than it is. But if things keep coming out, I'm sure the Patriots PR staff and Robert Kraft are not loving it.
I mean, these news outlets, I guess tabloids is what you call them, they're not going to stop digging, though. Like,
no, and they're not going to stop paying people.
Right.
And if this has been going on for certainly as long as it looks like, there's a lot of potential stories and photos and videos out there. So I think it has circled back around to becoming an actual sports story where is he still going to be head coach of the Patriots? Do you think so?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
He's good.
I do.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3. Some local news yesterday. Kraken owner Samantha Holloway has hired financial advisors for an NBA expansion bid. What's the real headline?
Yeah, because it's time to haul away the big bucks.
Aha.
Because they're gonna pay. So she's gonna work with a bank.
I love when you explain these.
And she will. Hang on. Walk with me. Hauling away the money, but it's to put it in a bank.
Do you think she has to walk into the bank like a lot of us have to do to secure loans?
I don't think people that rich have to do the same. I don't think they live in the same
You're sitting down with some guy in a button-up and a ill-fitting tie. It's like, hi, welcome to Bank of America. Who are you? Oh, you're Samantha Holloway. Okay. Let me just pull up your file here. Whoa, it says you're worth that much money. Okay. You can get approved for any loan.
I think that there are people rich enough that have not even used bathrooms in their home. They do not even venture into parts of their home.
You know what I learned?
No, you believe me, though,
no,
right?
No,
you look
I was confused at first. I'm like, what do you mean don't use bathrooms?
I'm saying their homes are so big that they're like,
Didn't Russell Wilson have like 11 bathrooms
That's
in his
what
house?
He had like 12, and people were tracking, like, will he have more wins than bathrooms?
You know what I learned? So I've a family member that is a government worker, and they had to get their government ID through a special DMV in the state that they were working in. A DMV for the rich and famous.
Wait, what?
There's a rich and famous DMV out there. I believe every state has one, yeah. So they don't have to go sit with regular folk at the regular DMV.
I remember when I was at UW, I don't know if it was like this, let's say in the 90s, but when I was at UW, I remember never seeing athletes really anywhere. Like maybe you'd see them at a party or like maybe in a class, maybe. But for the most part, you never saw them. And I always thought, God, that's so weird. And then I realized like there's separate gyms, separate cafeterias, separate everything. I'm not a general studies major. I'm not going to have a lot of overlap with these classes. But like that, I'm that general principle of like, oh, there's an entirely different world for these people.
Yeah.
Pretend that these people, instead of athletes, are billionaires. And you're like, oh, we are not at the same airports. We're not at grocery stores together. Like, they're not operating in my world.
It's different. Well, you went to UW. Wazoo. Catch me outside. You see us all the time.
Oh, you were outside.
Outside.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, Brock and Salk had a really fascinating conversation with Kirk Cousins this morning on facing the 2025 Seahawks. Everything we learned next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
You know, just head-scratching moments, just booting ball, just sloppy play.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. It's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, you can't give extra out.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
My first car sale was from Michigan. I get this lead. This guy had been looking for this very specific truck across the whole U.S., and he's concerned about rust. And I'm like, why don't we FaceTime? I will crawl beneath the truck. I literally was on my back beneath this vehicle, showing him all the welds that he wanted to see. He agreed, put down a deposit, held the truck, flew out that night from Michigan. I picked him up at the airport. He had his cashier's check. We went through everything, and that was my first car sale. So here's the catch. If you're willing to put a limit on what you're willing to do to be a good person, to help somebody out, or to help in the community, then that limit exists. So you don't. You just do what it takes to be the type of person you want to be and to help people like you hope that they would help you. And it doesn't matter. You just do what it takes.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Michelle Smallman here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Duration, Woodscapes, and Super Deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Mariners and White Sox tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. First pitch at 4:40, pregame at 3:30. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Kirk Cousins stopped shopping at a Kohl's for 10 minutes to talk with Brock and Salk this morning. No, it was much longer than 10 minutes. It was a great conversation. They're airing it over 2 parts. A great get by them and a lot of ground covered. So we're going to get to some of it, but obviously the full conversation or part 1 of the conversation is on the Brock and Salk podcast page. I believe it's going to be in hour 3. They aired it at 8:30. First, some conversations about Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, Seattle knows him well. I had him for 3 years. He was my quarterback coach for 2 in 19 and 20, and then he was my play caller in 21. And I'd probably say objectively it was my best season when he was my play caller in 21. I thought we just had a good rapport, and I've obviously followed him ever since. And I think he just keeps getting better as a coach and a play caller and a leader. And he showed it this past year in Seattle. I thought he did a phenomenal job all through the playoffs and even in the Super Bowl against a really good defense, just staying patient, being diligent, and then having the right play up his sleeve at the right time. So I'm excited for what he's building in Vegas, and I feel that he'll be the biggest reason that we can get this thing turned around.
Now, I know on the one hand, well, Clint Kubiak isn't here. He's talking about, how excited he's going to be with him in Vegas. But what I wanted to do is to ask you what it means to lose Clint Kubiak. It's a conversation we've had before, and I think I've been overlooking it. And then all of a sudden I was reminded of that conversation we had with Brock on Tuesday, where he was like, I feel like not enough people are talking about this. Like, I don't have doubts that the players will still be great, that they can find ways to replace Walker, that they can find ways to replace Boye, but like no one's talking enough about what it means to have a new OC.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because you can have personnel and have an offensive coordinator who doesn't know how to utilize it, right? Doesn't have the right scheme for that personnel. Every football team in the NFL has talent. Every team, even my Jets, okay?
Wow.
My Jets.
Not my Jets.
My Jets, okay?
You are with them, quote, I want to be with them on their journey this year is what you said.
I'm locked in. Every football team in the league has talent. It's about how you utilize that talent and how you put your players in position to shine. And Kubiak has did a great job of that last year. There's nothing like going on a 10, 11, 12-play drive and connecting the dots and getting yourself in third and shorts and having a plan and watching the game plan unfold, like looking at what they did last week and seeing how they built off of that. And I think that's what Kubiak did a great job of doing, is that he built off of what they did week by week and stuck to his scheme. He was stubborn with the run at times, and that's what you have to be. So, yeah, I think we talk about it, but I think that we won't really know what we got until you get into the season and if the offense comes out and they stall. Now you're going to be like, man, Kubiak, because the offense came out hot last year, right? First 3 games, put up a whole bunch of points, and, the first game was kind of weird because you weren't under center a lot and you didn't play action the way that we thought they were going to do it, but eventually they got to it. But no, it's all about coaching, man.
Yeah.
Because every team has talent.
Well, they certainly have a lot of defensive talent, and they have a great defensive mind in Mike McDonald. Kirk Cousins was asked, well, what happens when the ball snaps against the Seahawks defense?
Yeah, I think it starts certainly with reading coverage, and they make it muddy. Late in the play, it can still look very similar, one coverage to another. And if I know it's going to be single high man, that may dictate that I work a certain place on the field. But if it's a different coverage, quarters, let's say, I may work a totally different place on the field. So if you can make single high man and quarters, which are reasonably different coverages, if you can make them look the same as long as possible in the down, the quarterback doesn't know whether he should be going left or should be going right. And so if you can create that, unsettledness in the quarterback's eyes and mind, then, advantage defense. So I think Mike just has done a good job coaching his safeties, coaching his secondary to, maintain that unsettledness for the quarterback throughout the game and marrying different coverages. And I think you saw that, throughout the season as they defended people.
Really cool now to hear two quarterbacks who have been doing it a long time, both Phillip Rivers, a separate conversation with Brock and Salk, and Kirk Cousins, obviously this morning, explaining what they see from the Seahawks defense, using a lot of the same words, confusion, chaos.
The fact that he said they make single high man and quarters look the same is impressive.
Why?
Because single high man means one safety in the middle of the field. Quarters, you're going to have a two high safety look. So what he's saying essentially is that safety, those two safeties, do not declare until the very last moment, meaning that rotation doesn't happen until late into the play. Quarters look is you have four deep defenders, your two corners, and your two safeties. So if they're making quarters look like single high man, that means that they're staying in a two high look until the very last minute, boom, and then they'll shift down. So they're playing man from depth, and that's impressive, man, because you have your pre-snap read. Your pre-snap read, that's why a lot of teams use these motions and shifts and stuff, so the defense has to declare kind of what they're in. That's your pre-snap read. Then you have your in-the-play read, and you're trying to verify what's going on. If those safeties are being that patient and they're staying in that too high look, I'm going to think it's quarters too. I'm going to think it's quarters or it's two man. If I see a too high look, I'm like, cool, is it cover two or cover four or maybe two man? Now I'm looking at the corners. So he's trying to process all of this. And the fact that they're making quarters look like or man look like quarters is just impressive. That means that they're patient and they don't declare until late into the play.
What allows you to not need to declare until that late?
Well, it's route combinations, right? It's understanding that I can, or having the ability to get to your spot late, right? In high school, you watch high school games, man, those defenses are going to declare what they're in before the ball is snapped.
They're going to yell it to you.
You know what I mean? It's like, Lil Bobby can't get downhill like that.
Too high.
All right? It's a bit different. They're patient. So say you're in a man look and you're in man, you're making it look like quarters. If I'm that safety and I have the responsibility of maybe tight end or maybe a slot, going off of what he's saying is what I'm seeing is that they're not just jumping on the route. They're waiting. They're reading the quarterback's eyes, and as soon as that tight end or slot runs an out, bam, now I'm on you, right? They get vertical, I'm just going to be patient. Once I go east-west or make a cut, now I'm jumping on you, but you got to have the personnel to do that.
Let's see if I have time for one more defensive cut here from Kirk Cousins because they were very cool. Let's talk about some of the personnel they have. He talked about positionless players like Nick Emenwari.
Yeah, I think positionless players can be somewhat of a high risk, high reward. I'm maybe talking a little bit out of my depth here, but I'm not a GM. But I do think that there's an attraction in the first round of drafting a guy who you say, I don't know what he's going to play, but he's a great athlete. And because he can do a lot of things, that Swiss Army knife factor could be a real advantage for us. And at times that backfires because a guy never really learns a position. He never really gets comfortable, is kind of a fish out of water, and great athlete, but can never really fit into the scheme. Other times it becomes the best thing ever because, like you said, offenses say, well, is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? Is he a blitzer? What is he, a good cover guy? Like, how do we attack this personnel grouping? Because we don't know what they're going to ask him to do from one snap to the next. And
you know what I really like about that take from Kirk Cousins? It gives Seattle just as much credit as the player. Because I think a lot of teams around the league, if we drafted Nick Emenwari, we could do some of that. Hey, sure, Nick Emenwari, credit to him, his versatility, his physical gifts, and hard work give Seattle the ability to use him in those ways. You also have to have a team that knows how to use that player and does it effectively. And that's where coaching comes in, and that's where scheme comes in. So, credit to Emenwari, credit to the Seahawks because those players aren't guaranteed to work on every single team. I like that Kirk said it's also a high-risk player.
I mean, the goal of the coach is to put your players in the best position possible for success. And Mike McDonald found something in Nick Mawari which confuses offenses because, he said positionless players. I just thought of the Golden State Warriors just playing small ball. Like, I know we got to go, but what game was I watching? I was watching a game the other day, and I want to say it was a playoff game, and there were no centers on the court. It was just all guards and forwards, and that's what I think about when I hear Kurt talk about that.
A question that you brought up that I'm going to ask all of us and also some listeners. So send in one word for your answer to this one. We're going to talk about who the Mariners are. I just want to ask one word to describe who the Mariners are right now. 866-979-3776. Text on those answers. Ours are next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Want more control over your kitchen? Chef Store makes it easier to buy once and stay stocked longer. Find big value in fresh proteins, seasonal produce, freezer favorites, and more. Open to the public, no membership required. Chef Store. Get more, save bigger.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
Kinematics Marine Equipment reminds listeners many boaters take to the water this time of year, and one of the biggest safety barriers is alcohol. The problem is alcohol sends clear-headed thinking overboard. Remember, boating is only pleasurable if you play it safe. Please, on the waterways as on the roadways, don't drink and drive. A message from the entire team at Kinematics Marine Equipment, your nationwide source for marine deck gear in their new location next to the Arlington Airport, or find them online at kinematicsmarine.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Now, the conversation that we are going to have here is, who are the Mariners right now? Who are they? And I figured a good place to start would be that kind of like one-word exercise. Well, what's one word to describe them right now? So I wanted to get a general temperature check for what listeners are saying. The most common answer is inconsistent or variations of inconsistent.
Yeah.
Up and down, Jekyll and Hyde, but inconsistent, the most popular answer. There are some positive ones. Ascending from the 425. Someone said evolving, and a budding, another one. And then there are some negative, underachieving, disappointing. Someone said scary. Someone else said dangerous, which could go either way. Confounding. That's kind of like the inconsistent. So those are the most popular answers right now. By far, versions of inconsistent. And then with some people feeling like they are on an upswing. But, unsurprisingly, not a single person, and I have quite a few texts here, said, dominant. Not a single person said good. I think they're still being figured out. What word would you use right now?
Buoy.
Buoy? Like they're floating?
Like just up and down.
Yeah.
Up and down like a buoy.
But they're afloat.
But they're afloat. I mean, you look at the league, they're definitely afloat.
Definitely.
But they're buoying, if that's a word.
Yeah.
Just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And they're trying to figure themselves out. But yeah, I would use that word.
Curtis, what word would you use? One word to describe the Mariners right now?
One word to describe the Mariners. I would say the Mariners are vexing.
Okay. Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Mine would also probably be a variation of confusing. So without taking Curtis's, I'll just say that. I think I could lean positive with it. Potential isn't a descriptive word, but it's like a word that comes to mind with the Mariners. There is potential there.
Yeah, you can see a good team
the vision.
in this group of players.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's lean into now the conversation about who they really are right now. Okay, we know that they're confusing. We know they're up and down. We know they're buoying, that they are trying to stay above water here, but still just barely. Is it because they are not a good enough offense? Like, who are they right now to you?
They're just a They're a scrappy little team. They're the Bad News Bears, honestly.
But
you
I
know?
don't want to be that team when you're supposed
Well,
to. Bad
you know,
News Bears is like,
Hey,
That's a bad team
that's
that
a spoiler.
overachieves.
Yes. Yeah.
they're playing like the Bad News Bears.
I don't like that.
All right, but they have the potential. Like you see it. But I think that with the Mariners, it's like there's a dance that we do every year. Is we wait for them to reveal like their true colors. Like, all right, who are you for real? Right? There are teams that like the Yankees and the Dodgers or whatever that come out hot because they paid for it. Like this is a team that has to build up to
I do
who
agree
they
with
are.
that. Yep.
Right? They're not a team that just comes out and has the talent just
Mm-hmm.
to come out and be dominant. This is a true team, right? And I look at the team like, say, like the Patriots from last year. Like they had to like figure some stuff out. You got a rookie quarterback and all that good stuff. You have to build to be great. That's who the Mariners are. I didn't expect them to come out hot. We loved it. We thought, look, Naylor, you got Julio, Cal's coming off a good year. You bring in Donovan. You felt like they could have a better start, but they are who they've been the last couple of years when it comes to how they get going. So that's why I'm patient with them, because they've shown us that they can do that. That's their game because of the money that they spend. They don't have a roster that just hits the ground running. So it's like a 400-meter race, man. Oh, what's that horse that just won the
Golden Tempo?
Their Golden Tempo. They're starting from the back, and they have the potential just to get going.
Yeah,
and
that
finish
final
strong.
stretch,
Yeah.
that final leg there. They are deeply frustrating, and they are underperforming and underachieving. I think they know that too. Like, I think that's probably freaking them out a little. Maybe not freaking them out. They're professionals, but I think that they are very aware of that. Look, everyone's a fan. I don't know that, and I'm not meant to disrespect anyone listening or either of us. I don't know that anyone wants to win more than the guys that are actually playing, whose careers are at stake and who feel like, I'm sure, just awful when they're underperforming and then top of the world when they're winning. Like they're actually out there doing it. That's a lot of pressure that you feel and that you put on yourself too. All that being said, they are underperforming and it is frustrating, but I think they live in a reality that is a bit different for a contender. The Dodgers and Mariners were each seen as contenders entering the season, but contenders living in very different realities. The Dodgers' payroll is bigger than any other team in baseball, and certainly much bigger than the Mariners. And they live in the reality of having an excess of riches, being built full of all-stars and MVPs and the best players in baseball with money to spare and with plenty of stuff to work with at trade deadlines. They're a contender living in a different reality. The Mariners are a contender, and I really actually liked your point about the Patriots, who ended up exceeding expectations. They're working in the reality of needing to do a little bit more there. I'm sure it's frustrating for this team that they've started slow. The reality is that this team does not have the Dodgers payroll. They do not have that embarrassment of riches. They are on paper very complete. They are on paper very talented, even if they're banged up right now. But that does require work. If Cal and Julio were on the Dodgers, the slow starts wouldn't feel as taxing because the entirety of the Dodgers wouldn't be built around those two guys succeeding. That's not the case in Seattle. So even though you look at Cal and Julio and you go, Julio's had slow starts, Cal wasn't going to hit 60 bombs anyway and is coming off missing so much of his spring. But unfortunately, the reality the Mariners live in is they don't have a lot of extra resources.
No.
And those two need to perform. There's a lot of work and effort and less wiggle room in this reality. So that's what I mean. We're like, both can be contenders, but they have kind of like different things they've got to do to make it come together, and the Mariners simply have to do more.
Yeah, it's a different way to get there.
Yeah.
You need some overachievers to where other rosters, you just need guys to play like they play their whole career.
Right.
Where this roster, you need a Cole Young. All right, you need
need guys to be better.
Yeah, you need guys to have their moments and exceed all your expectations. You need Julio to be Julio, Cal to be Cal, Randy to be Randy, but then you need that bottom of the order just to have their moments. Like when you think about the successful teams over the past few years with this team, there's been a Rivas moment. There's been a Santana moment. There's been a Canzone moment. There's been a Frazier moment. Like, these are dudes that aren't nationally known, right? They're not household names. You probably have 2 household names on this team right now, maybe 3 if you throw Naylor in there,
right?
Minus the pitching staff. But you need those guys to have those moments. To whereas other teams, you say, just go out and be you, and you'll be fine.
Well, let's ask Ryan about some of those guys, and we'll ask him this same question. He joins us next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
On October 3rd, Snohomish PUD is hosting the first ever Community Energy Run at the Water Operations Center in Lake Stevens, located on the scenic Centennial Trail. It's a family-friendly 5K where every step supports the Community Energy Fund, helping local families keep the lights on when times get tough. Join the Community Energy Run on October 3rd. Learn more at snowpud.com/run.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Dave Wyman here to talk about a revolutionary treatment for prostate cancer at Swedish called CyberKnife. I want to bring in Dr. Meyer, medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center with the most experienced prostate cancer treatment team in the Northwest. Dr. Meyer, is CyberKnife a new treatment?
You know, the CyberKnife technology is not new. The system has been around for more than a decade and has helped thousands of men with prostate cancer.
What can patients expect from CyberKnife treatment?
Well, the CyberKnife system is designed to help you gain control over your prostate cancer in the shortest number of treatments, and with the least impact on your romantic life and on your urinary and bowel function. The result? Well, you get back to a normal, healthy life faster.
To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate or give them a call, 206-320-7187. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
If you've gained 20, 30, or even 40 or more pounds over the past few years and nothing seems to work anymore, listen up.
I'm Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and our completely medication-free program has helped thousands in Washington lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. No drugs, no weekly shots, no muscle loss, no side effects, no forever monthly costs, just food, but the right type, in the right amount at the right time. All part of a detailed plan with expert coaching every step of the way that helps you reset your metabolism and burn fat. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and Dr. Coogan is right. I can attest to losing 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. It works. It's safer, less expensive than alternatives, with no injections or pills, and no scary side effects. Schedule a free consult and find out for yourself.
Over 4,000 people have lost 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do our program from anywhere you live with our remote options. Schedule your free phone consult online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners handed the Braves their first series loss of the year. Brian Wu was exceptional, giving up a single hit, no runs, striking out 9 over 6. They have an off day today. Make sure you listen for Extra Innings at 7 p.m., hosted by Curtis Rogers. And then tomorrow, the Mariners open up a series on the road against the Chicago White Sox.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
It's going great. How you guys doing?
We're good. We were talking this morning about how we were set to have two very different conversations about the Mariners. Even though the Braves are the hottest team in baseball, an incredible offense, we still would have felt very let down by that series 100%. And that homestand overall. Meanwhile, no matter, how some of the bats looked, you took 2 of 3 from the hottest team, and now you go in to face the White Sox tomorrow after a nice off day, which a couple of these players need. You're getting Donovan back here soon. How important was it to get this win, particularly yesterday, but the series?
Yeah, obviously huge, especially too, you mentioned the Braves, but sometimes too, Stacey, and, the whole narrative is like where if you talk about the two different conversations, there's a good reason for that because the expectations are through the roof. And I was talking to some of the Braves people yesterday with some of their pitching coaches yesterday, and they're just saying how the Braves came into this, even though the Mariners, from our perspective, are underperforming this season, or the month of April at least, and a bit of a bumpy road with some injuries. They were coming into this series saying, man, this is going to be really tough because of the way the way the pitching lined up and offensively, they said when we were sort of navigating through our scouting reports, we're like, man, this is going to be a challenge, especially coming off some of the teams they were facing. So you hear that and you just get reminded, it's like, hey, we have a really good team that the expectation is the American League West, and that's it. And then you come out of this month where you get half your bullpen taken out, especially Gabe Spire and Bat Brash, which in my opinion is the biggest concern. But you come away with 2 out of 3 from Atlanta and just try and get some kind of consistency / momentum heading into a road trip where you can do some damage against 2 teams that you're just better than, simply put. So it was really important, but that game could have swayed either direction. Brian Wu, to me, was the highlight of that series because I know there's some other performers, but he was a highlight because, man, I was thinking, okay, what pattern are we seeing here? Are we seeing something where the cows are coming home to roost? He's in the strike zone a ton. Guys are starting to figure it out. Teams are starting to figure it out. And now all of a sudden we're going to get a plan B here, which is not him. And he went straight back to plan A. It worked out. And the last 2 outings, everything's forgotten. So that, to me, was the highlight, seeing him bounce back the way he did, and finishing off that series.
When the season started, Ryan, my eyes were locked on Cole Young. I wanted to see what he was going to do. And he's become one of the better hitters on this team. What do you like about his approach? And did you expect him to be this good defensively?
Yeah, Bump, it's funny, man. I was the opposite. My eyes were not on him at all. Like, I didn't write him off at all because he can't. He's a first-round draft pick, and there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing now. But I looked at it, I spent so much attention on Brendan Donovan and Cole Emerson, even in spring training. I thought, this is lining up, and you can totally tell that it's going to be a Colt Emerson playing third base while JP's playing short. Brendan Donovan's going to be playing second. I'll be honest with you guys. I may have even said this to you, that I don't see, and this is going back to spring training, just to clarify, I didn't see Cole as being kind of the core, one of the core players of this team. When you look at Julio, Logan Gilbert, Cal Raleigh, George Kirby, and Brian Wu as being those core players, I didn't have him as that. And look, I've spoken to him. I've even said that to him face to face. I said, Cole, like, I was so impressed, man. When on opening day you came in, first time I got a good look at you and talking to Perry Hill, who Stacey you spoke to yesterday, and talking to Bobby Magianes and Kevin Seitzer and all the things they did in spring training with him, and how just laser focused he was, instead of sitting there going, well, I'm a first rounder and this is just going to work out. I'm just going to be a dude. He kind of got slapped in the face last year, and he came in on a mission. And when I heard all that, I was like, man, okay, now I get it, man. Now he's a dude. Now I look at him as being one of these core players. On top of that, too, I thought about this. Halfway through the month, I'm thinking to myself, okay, at what point are we going to see some adjusting here, left on left? At what point are we going to see some adjusting in regards to the way they pitch him and find some of these holes? And I say all that, and you could see teams starting to try and pitch him a little different, and it didn't pay off. And now all of a sudden, big day yesterday as well as we get into May, you're starting to see situations where it's like, all right, lefties, you can't be one-dimensional pitching against him. Velocity's not going to beat him. He's hitting over 300, and the contact rate is one of the highest in baseball with 95-plus miles per hour, which is insane. It wasn't, hey, get better at the fastball. Now all of a sudden he's elite on the fastball because he's getting a 95-plus. And so when you see that, and just going back to talking about the scouting report, it just makes it so much tougher to game plan against him, as opposed to, well, young lefty, you're going to get some chaser eventually. It's just not the case. So that's all offensively. And then defensively, he said this a few times now. And again, Perry Hill, like Stacey, having a chance to talk to him, where it's all this information, all this analytics in regards to, at the major league level, this is how we shift this player in this count, this tendency, if Brian Wu's pitching, Logan Gilbert, it's just too much information. And now I feel like this year's like, I got that info, that's great. I'm playing loose. He's got that extra step left to right, to his right up the middle, man. He is next level. The throws don't have to be perfect now. He can kind of float that ball like he does. And so defensively, he's making the plays he's supposed to, but then all of a sudden he's got those extra steps left and right with saving some outs. So, man, I'm super impressed, man, and I'm happy to admit that I was wrong. Coming out of spring training, I was dead wrong on Cole Young, so I'm happy to admit that.
One of the most common questions that Bump and I have had, certainly today and yesterday, but I'd say over the last week as a whole, is whether or not Cal should be bumped back a little bit in the lineup. And both of us settled on, like, he was starting to improve and is clearly injured, so has probably earned a bit of patience there in the 2 spot, especially with the power he brings. But I wanted to ask you what you think about it, because I'm sure that you're getting people tweeting at you as well about it.
Are you guys getting people texting in saying shift him in the lineup? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's, I think, one of the most common questions. For a while, it was move Cole up, and then now it's move Cal back.
You know what? No, I'm leaving Cal right where he's at. I'll tell you why. A couple of reasons. Number one, coming out of the WBC, how many times have I spoke to you guys about this, on air, off air, how disruptive that WBC was, especially for Cal Raleigh, as a catcher who was sharing time with Will Smith and trying to prove that he can be mid-season form in the month of March. And we saw that if you look at the first 2 weeks from Cal compared to the last 2 weeks of the month of April, it is night and day. And again, it just took him a few weeks. Now, if you're going to push him out of that spot in the lineup, right, in the top part of the lineup, let's say you push him out of there, all you're doing is delaying the inevitable of him getting back to a higher contact rate, smashing fastballs and hitting home runs. You're just delaying that because ultimately he's going to get back to that. Now, with him, what we're seeing getting back in the lineup more recently, I was kind of shocked he was in the lineup that quickly, but it's a good sign. When you come off a weekend like he did on Friday, like, oh, I felt something in my side. You've got 15 doctors surrounding you and coaches and everyone putting your oblique or your whatever whatever it is. Now again, I'm guessing it's the oblique.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is what they're basically. You guys know how it goes, man. You get like a cough, and all of a sudden, oh no, have I got some deadly disease because you get on WebMD? I don't know about you guys, but I do that to myself all the time. Like,
constantly.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Reddit all over it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Reddit, save it. Like, seriously, get off there, man. It's such a right, and it's just. So what happens is for him, it's Cal Raleigh. The dude hit 60 home runs. He goes, hey, I've got this pain in my side. He's got 15 doctors flying in all over the world to watch him. Like, I'm being sarcastic here, or facetious, whatever the word is. But it's so magnified where you're sitting, laying in bed at night going, oh, what is happening? Am I about to rip this thing out? And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't have any symptoms, but it's this underlying subconscious feeling like something's going on. Then you get put back in the lineup and you're expected to go game speed. So to me, him playing on these last couple of days, it's going to be a couple of weeks again because you just have in the back of your mind, I do not want to mess this up. I'm trying to come back and repeat what I did last year or close to it. I just gotten into a nice rhythm, and it's the worst, man. Bump, I'm sure you know, dealing with a knee or an ankle or something, you feel fine, but subconsciously, like, I don't want to have to deal with this at a higher level, worse level than what it is, because I've read all this crap, or I've had 15 people tell me this is the symptoms and this is what you should be looking at, and it's just so hyper-focused on that one thing. And so I think he's dealing with that right now. Once it's in the rearview mirror, I'm telling you, keep him where he's at. He was on a roll those last 10 games before he got hurt, and he was starting to smash home runs. He's nearly double digits for the month of April in home runs. It's ridiculous. No, keep him right where he's at.
One of the more confusing players, intriguing, I guess, for me so far this year, Ryan, is JP. Because before yesterday, right, he was out having like a 7-game hit streak, 2 bombs, doing his thing, but defensively, it looks like he's slowed down a little bit. Like, what's the threshold? When do you stop sacrificing defense for what he's doing in the box, and how do you handle that situation with the young man Emerson just waiting, chomping at the bit to get called up?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, it's okay, going back a couple of weeks ago, I'm trying to timeline this a little bit. With JP, they had a little bit of the drama, right? Now, he sort of brushed it off, and it wasn't that big of a deal. We made a bit of a thing of it. Colt signs that deal. JP is a free agent in the NBA. He's coming off the IL. And then guess what is under that microscope? Sure enough, it's the defense, okay? So he makes some errors, and anytime he's going to make I'm not making excuses by any means, but anytime he makes an error or there's a ball that gets by him, what do we do? We go straight to a defensive metric system to take a look and see who could have made that play compared to him, who above average in regards to some of the outs, etc. And so, which is whatever, the expectations should be high because now he's got some competition over his shoulder. I totally get it. But when you look at him, his presence in the lineup, the way he handles at bats, his presence in that dugout, the mound visits, how he deals with Cole Young. By the way, I've spoken to Cole a couple times about this. Hey, man, what's it like with Brendan Donovan? He goes, oh, yeah, Brendan's great. But, man, JP really rubbed off on me in this. He keeps reverting back to JP. Why? Because there is a certain element of him running that infield. Now, I know that on a spreadsheet on Baseball Savant, you're looking at the numbers going outs above average. Man, he's way down there. I get it. Totally get it. There has been a little bit of decline with him defensively. Arm strength a little bit has declined as well. I will say this. When you take a big sample size, a good bulk of time, he is going to make the plays he is supposed to make. But there is some of the other things that he does, especially offensively and especially what he does with his team, that makes such an impact. Now, if you're going to take all those little things that don't show up on Baseball Savant in outs above average, especially defensively, and you replace that with someone who I know he's a stud, and I can't wait to see Colt. I mean, he's doing a baseball camp with me in August. I can't wait to see him up here, right? Totally get it. But when you replace that, I'm telling you, it's going to be to a detriment. And so I think with JP, once he gets to that place, and by the way, he's had these spouts before where all of a sudden, man, he a couple errors here, or he's lost that step, whatever it may be, and then you start seeing that OAA number start to get closer to the middle of the average where he usually is. So I totally get it, man. Like I'm looking at this, and I understand it, but there's some other things around the how many steps left to his left and right, and how much arm strength he has that you have to factor in with JP.
We have to let you go. Remind me next time we see you, even if it's off air. I wanted to ask you about Ferrer, who Dan had that really cool quote about him wanting the ball in a safe situation, but just table it. We'll get to that conversation another time, Ryan, because we have to let you go. But it was a very cool moment for him to come in that safe situation. Sure. He is Mariners broadcaster Ryan Rowland-Smith. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, who may be one of the best player evaluators on the Seahawks staff?
Last year, who would you say was a big veteran signing?
DeMarcus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they picked up Dante Fowler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both from Dallas. I'm looking at this. AD has to have something to do with this.
Oh, yeah.
He has to be telling Mike, like, look, this is the type of guy we need for our defense. If Dante Fowler were to come here and play 35 to 50% of the snaps, 4 to 5 sacks, just be solid on the back end, like I described him as a responsible football player. If he were to come here and enhance this defense, AD's gone. Like, AD's gone for sure, because it shows that now Mike has a lot to do with it, John has a lot to do with it, but it's a collective effort. I was just looking at the situation, and I'm saying, look, man, AD knows something. And I'm sure he had influence on this pick. I'm sure he had influence on the DeMarcus Lawrence pick. If he's able to get the most out of Dante Fowler year 11 or 12, and for him to be solid, he needs a pat on the back, because I'm sure he has something to do with this whole situation. So I'm hoping Dante Fowler comes in and is just solid. Like, I don't expect him to be a Pro Bowler. I don't expect him to, you talk about this all the time, Stacey, when we talk about the offensive line, and because we haven't had any Pro Bowlers, people think that you don't have a good offensive line.
Yes.
I was like, no, you got good football players. They just ain't Pro Bowlers. Yeah. You can have a team full of a couple of Pro Bowlers and win a Super Bowl. That's what they did. So that's what I'm looking for with Dante Fowler. If he comes over and he hits and he looks good, I'm looking at AD. I'm going to give him a pat on the back. John, you get love too. McDonald, you get love too. But guarantee you, AD has something to do with it.
Second down. This is a cool one. What's an unpopular position battle you'll be watching?
I'm kind of happy for this one too.
Okay.
I'm proud of these guys.
Oh.
Because receivers don't get love on special teams unless return.
That's true.
All right. So Ricky White had 4 block punts his last year in college. He had Emmanuel Sanders, who is a gunner type of guy as well. They have to separate themselves somehow. You're looking at the wide receiver group. You got JSN, Cooper Kupp, Rashid Shaheed, Torrey Horton, Jake Bobo, Cody White's in the mix as well. Emmanuel Henderson and Ricky White are going to be battling to get on this roster. And how do you get on the roster if you're not a guy who's going to catch 30 to 60 footballs a year? Is you got to be on special teams. And when Ricky White was picked up from UNLV last year, that's what I thought. I go, all right, well, he's a special team specialist, right? He blocks punts. And Emmanuel, he's a gunner. He's on special teams. So that's a battle I'm going to watch, because they have to perform on special teams and they have to be reliable when it comes to being where you're supposed to be as a receiver, make some plays. But how are they going to separate themselves? When I was in the NFL, it was me and this guy, Trent Shelton, and we were the same player. He went to Baylor, and he was 5'11", about $195. And we were cool though, but we knew we were battling each other. Like we talk crap to each other too. Like, I'm gonna get you to that practice. They know. I guarantee you, Ricky White saw the pick of Emmanuel Henderson and was like, all right, that's gonna be my competition. So it's a friendly competition, but it's fierce at the same time. I've been there with Trent Shelton. Side note, Trent Shelton is like an influencer now, just killing the game. Big ups to Trent. Yeah. But this is the battle of training camp. So let's see who separates themselves.
Have you considered becoming an influencer to then once again enter into the competition with Trent and be like, I'm back?
Yeah. Hey guys. Why do every influencer start their videos like that? Hey guys.
I think you should do a Get Ready With Me with Michael Bumpus, where you just kind of talk about the Seahawks defense while you're applying skincare. And
my morning routine is so basic. I wouldn't have. I'm ready in 10 minutes.
I think you should get into influencing. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but let's get you in there. I think you should be back in the thick of this competition with Trent.
So get back at Trent.
Yeah.
He's got 100,000 followers.
We can catch up.
I don't know about that.
I know we can. Third down. Who do you want to be more involved in the offense this year?
When you think of the 49ers offense, what position do they utilize better than most people?
49ers offense?
Yeah.
Tight end. Fullback.
Yeah. Right? I want to see Oots get more involved this year. And you look at the usage, you know what's crazy? How many rushing yards do you think Juszczyk had last year?
47.
I'm going to double check this before I tell you.
Okay, because I was like, it's going to shock me, whatever it is. So let me think of a crazy number.
It's not what you think it is.
412. No.
-3.
No!
Juszczyk had -3 yards last year, but he did have.
I was close with 47.
You were. He did have 213 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Juszczyk is a different type of fullback. We've had texters text in and ask, can Oots be Juszczyk? I'm like, listen, Juszczyk might be one of the most versatile fullbacks of all time. It's a bit different.
Sometimes I think we should make a segment, and it's not in a bad way, but we get so many of the same 5 questions over and over.
Yeah.
Right? Move this person back in the lineup, move this person up.
Or trade.
And then the other one would be exactly that. Can they use A.J. Barner like San Francisco uses Kittle? So cross-player comps between divisions. Those are, I think, the 3 most common questions you'll get.
Yeah, and Oots is one of them. I think he has it in him. He's not going to be a Juszczyk. He's more of a power type of fullback. Juszczyk is a bit more versatile. I think Juszczyk, no, that was Ballore. But yeah, it's I want him to get more involved. And if we see a fullback back there, it packs the defense in, and if Oots is able to release into the flats and get upfield, it causes some mismatches. So Oots, let's get involved.
You know the Call Her Daddy podcast?
Call Her Daddy?
Call Her Daddy.
No.
It's a very successful, famous podcast that's largely geared toward younger women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to it, but I know of it. It's very famous. Someone said an idea for you if you're going to become an influencer, the Call Him Mommy podcast with Bump.
Call him Mommy.
Yeah. Just.
Okay. I don't like that.
You don't?
No.
Okay, we'll take. If you guys have more suggestions for Bump's influencer career and how he can get it started, let us know. 4th down. Journey with me.
I like that one.
It's not bad.
Journey with me.
Why don't you become an influencer for Jets fans? You're already one this year.
Hey, me and Greenberg.
Who on the defense still needs to play with a chip on his shoulder?
So we saw some movement at the linebacker spot, and Drake Thomas took Knight's spot. And I know he is because we've interviewed him several times, and I think we get his personality. But Drake Thomas still has to play with that chip on his shoulder, right? Because if there's anybody that, if I'm on offense that I want to attack on that defense, I'm looking at Drake and saying, this undersized linebacker, I'm going to get after him. So I'm interested to see how he enters this season, knowing that he's the starter. Because when you're that number 2, number 3, you have that chip on your shoulder, and you move different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some guys become starters, and I was saying he's going to let up a bit, but you lose that edge. So I just want to see how Drake Thomas approaches this training camp. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll go out there and do his thing. But it's just a different offseason for him.
Someone said you should just turn Get Off My Lawn into a podcast.
Right.
Do you think your voice would be hoarse from yelling so much?
Nah.
If Get Off My Lawn was 20 minutes, you'd lose your voice.
Nah, I'm a coach. I can yell all day.
That's true. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up in the timeline, controversy in Toronto.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
Just head-scratching moments, just booting ball, just sloppy play.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. It's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, you can't give extra out.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Do you have a car, truck, or SUV you're willing to sell? How about an RV or commercial vehicle? Wayscar Ford in Auburn will buy it from you. And when they resell your old vehicle, they'll split the profit with you 50-50. That's right. You'll get paid twice. Mark Clymer, Wayscar Ford's GM, isn't surprised their vehicle profit sharing program is doing so well. I mean, let's be real. It's a fantastic offer. Mark said they've been buying a lot of cars from our listeners, which is very cool, and they're loving it. Here's why. Customers sell their vehicle for top dollar. They get that money up front before they even leave the dealership. Then, when Wayscar Ford resells that vehicle, that same customer is getting 50% of the profit. There's not some secret catch here. A lot of people have cars right now sitting around, and they're worth a lot of money. So if you want to sell it and you don't want to do it yourself, this is a perfect opportunity to get the most money you can without going through all the hassle. It's exclusively at Wayscar Ford, celebrating 104 years in Auburn. WayscarFord.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Meet the company electrifying the marine industry. ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. Significantly less maintenance and service, ARC boats are easy to operate and maintain. Go to arcboats.com/demo. ARC, you have to see it to believe it.
John Curley here. This baseball season, step up to the plate and get the price of a new heating and cooling system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure. Don't wait. Call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Mariners and White Sox tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. First pitch at 4:40, pregame at 3:30. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Sewing Machine Service reminds parents the fatal crash rate for teens peaks at age 19, and we lose nearly 8 kids every day. Make a family agreement to never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, text behind the wheel, or ride with anyone who is. Always designate a sober driver, call a parent or rideshare, and let's bring our children home safely. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Sewing Machine Service, the family-owned sewing experts proudly serving the greater Northwest since 1942.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You have some suggestions, by the way, for your influencer career, so check out the text line later.
Okay.
First up in the timeline, controversy in Toronto. I've been working on saying Toronto correctly, except for when they play
How do you
the
say
Mariners.
it?
It's Toronto. The
Yeah,
second T isn't pronounced,
yeah.
but when specifically the Blue Jays play the Mariners, on purpose, I'm saying Toronto to really stick it to them.
Same thing with my hockey buddy said it's not Edmonton, it's Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Maple Leafs have controversially hired former Arizona Coyotes GM John Chayka to the Curtis is giving me a thumbs up because yesterday I asked him how to pronounce Coyotes. Thank you, Curtis.
How would you say? How else would you say that?
We don't need to worry about it. To the same position, and many in the league have absolutely panned the decision. So Toronto. When I say that I was listening to other podcasts and they were talking about how much Toronto sports writers are like absolutely flaming all of where they were like, dude, Toronto's being tough on people right now. So this is a columnist for the Toronto Star. He doesn't hold back when asking questions at the team's introductory press conference.
Steve Simmons, Toronto Sun, for Keith. You talk about the due diligence that you did on John prior to hiring him and now hiring him. In the past, say, 3 to 4 days, I have been in contact with about 20 people who work in the National Hockey League, many of whom are prominent names that we would all know. And of the 20 people I spoke to, one was supportive of John's hiring, and the other 19 thought it was a sham, to be perfectly honest. Words were used like con artist, liar, salesman.
Whoa.
How did you come to a different conclusion that I was able to come to in a very short time?
Great.
I must have talked to different people.
Say with your chest.
That's it? Because I'm telling you, the hockey world today is astounded by this announcement.
Okay.
And your response to that?
Is we've conducted due diligence, and it was deep due diligence. It was a thorough process, and I'm quite happy with where we've landed.
Curtis, feel free to chime in while I read through some of the history here if there's a major point that I'm missing. But for anyone who's like, why is it controversial in the first place? Chayka was previously, again, Arizona's GM. He abruptly quit in July 2020. He had multiple controversies during his time in the desert. A suspension in 2021 from working in the NHL. That was for the entire calendar year for, quote, conduct detrimental to the league in the game. The league ruled that he breached his obligations by pursuing opportunities with other teams while under contract. You can't do that. In 2020, the Coyotes, under his leadership, were found to have violated the NHL scouting combine policy by conducting prohibited physical testing on prospects. So they forfeited their second-round pick and 2021 first-round pick. Is there anything, let's see, his handling of Shane Doan's retirement, pushing him out.
Franchise legend.
Pushing him out. And then obviously just hated in Arizona. So they call it, this reporter is right in that he's been called like a fraud and a con artist out there. There's something.
Well, he's been completely out of hockey for this entire time since 2020. No one has hired him. He has been out of the game for 7 years now.
So incredibly important context as well, with like other teams have not touched him. And yet here he is. So Steve Simmons, which, by the way, you said say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
That is bold.
Well, and then there's that one of our sister station down in Phoenix, Arizona Sports. John Gambadoro, who hosts, I believe, their afternoon show down there, alleged that Chayka used fake data displays in his office to cultivate an image of being more data-driven than he actually was. He was using the boss button.
Now see, I fear that's pretty cool because what he's doing is exactly what everyone.
So
in an
when his
office
boss
job
walks
does.
by, he
Yes.
throws up Excel.
Yes,
And it's like,
that's exactly what he's doing. You do one of these, you look really focused, and you just move over your keyboard. Now, unfortunately, as a GM, you should not be doing that. As a 25-year-old with an office job, fine.
You know what this is, man.
No, I don't. I don't know why they hired him.
The boys taking care of the boys. That's all it is. It's just like politics and sports is nepotism. It's all related. It's just, okay, I know someone. He's going to give me a shot. And they could also look at it and say, like, are you set down for 6 years? Let's give you a go. But I don't know much about this man other than what I've read about him. And the tone of the reporter who asked the question lets you know that people are disgusted with this hire. So there has to be relationship based. They know each other.
I will say this. We have a texter who says it sounds like he made a couple mistakes and was penalized for them and has learned from them and now has a new job. Why can't he do that, basically, if like players and everyone else are going to do the same? To which I would say this. There is nothing a professional sports team cares about more than winning. They will employ in a coaching staff, a scouting staff, on the roster, wherever, people with all kinds of personality questions and red flags. If A, they can keep them out of headlines and at least control it, and B, if that person can help you win. There have been many a GM that has been fired, lost his job, or failed with an organization that has gotten another job and another chance. I think Curtis's point is especially salient here. No other team was willing to do that for a while. And I think that when a lot of teams are, you know what I mean? It's kind of like pretty important context.
All right, devil's advocate.
If no one's touching them.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, sure.
It's America. You get second chances. You got people who beat up girls who get second chances. You got criminals who get second chances. Oh, maybe he deserves a second chance. I don't know the guy personally, but if no one in the league is touching him, then that lets you know what his reputation is in the league. And if you attach that to your organization, what does that say about you?
Next story here, does an expanded college football playoff field fix everything we always complain about when it comes to rankings? ESPN's Kevin Clark thinks it will water down the product.
College football should be run by people who like college football. And every idea I've seen, Paul, about playoff expansion seems like it's come from people who don't like college football, don't know why we like it, and it's really starting to tick me off. A 2014 playoff would be a disgrace. And I think that even now, frankly, I think 12 is too big. I thought 6 was the perfect playoff size if you wanted to stop there. But we know that they can't help themselves. I get that. So 12, and then if you have to, in a decade, go to 16. Fine. But the idea of 24, the idea I've seen floated of 32, I just think it's ludicrous. And it devalues the regular season. And at some point, if you start making decisions that are not for the best interest of the sport and for the interests of either TV networks or ADs who want to bail themselves out from bad decisions that they themselves have made, if everything now is a bailout for ADs that can't help themselves, then college football fans are in for a really, really rough decade.
He is responding to news breaking yesterday that college football could eventually be a 24-team playoff slate, I guess.
Here's the thing. I don't think you need to go 24. If you do, so be it. Because I'm looking at the bottom, last year's ranking, like the final rankings of last year, right? I'm looking at TCU at 25. They're getting smacked. North Texas at 24. Their offense was actually pretty good. They might be able to stun a team or two. Navy, their offense is weird. They're one of those teams where you got to have an extra meeting. And then you got Houston, Michigan, USC to finish 20. I could see Michigan upsetting a team. I can see USC giving a team a run. But the difference between number 25 and number 12 is so vast. Like it's crazy, the difference between those two. And I like the point that you're not making decisions based off of football. If you're making a decision solely based off of money or revenue, then your heart's in the wrong place. We want competition. I wouldn't frown upon. I don't think it's necessary. I love football, so I'd watch more football. So be it.
We know you would.
But listen, imagine Tulane going up against Georgia.
Right, and then
someone's
what's
gonna
seeding
die.
look like?
Like it's like this ain't hoops. Hoops, you get your Cinderella stories. You got Dayton when did Kirk go to Dayton? Curtis Davidson. Thank you. Davidson going on a run. Magical things happen. Not in football. It don't work that way.
Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners have the day off, but you can catch extra innings with Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight on Seattle Sports. Curtis, tell us what's on deck for this one.
Mike Lefko, as he always does, at 7:15. And then talking with White Sox reporter James Fegan, because there's a White Sox player that we're all pretty familiar with, Jared Kelenic. He plays against the Mariners this weekend. So we talked a little bit about that.
And that's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmond. Speaking of the Mariners, we had a question for Ryan, a really common one we're getting from listeners, about whether or not the team should move Cal Raleigh, who's been struggling and is obviously maybe still a little bit injured, back in the lineup. Ryan gave what I'm going to call a very passionate answer. That's coming up next.
Blue 88 every morning at 7:45. Brock Eward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Dante Fowler Jr. is the newest Seahawk. How important is it to get him signed today?
I think that's really important because the boys are starting to come back into town. He's going to know the scheme. He's going to know the stunts. He's going to know all those things. And then with a veteran player, to make sure you know what you're dealing with. You know, where that body is a dozen years into this league.
Catch every Blue 88 on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's refractive lens exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top: you never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Thinking about investing in home upgrades? Worry less and save more with Snohomish PUD's network of trade allies. These are trusted local contractors who can install heat pumps, insulation, new windows, and more. And when you work with a PUD trade ally, you can unlock instant rebates. This means lower upfront costs, lower energy bills, and work done by vetted pros. Find a PUD trade ally at snowpud.com/rebates.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're number one.
When I'm catching up with friends or family, Seastar Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue, it's where we go. A welcoming atmosphere, and I get to see my good friend, Chef John Howie.
Hey, thanks, Brock. At Seastar, we're known for fresh local seafood, unmatched hospitality, and great value. Right now, enjoy a 3-course dinner in the lounge every night, starting at just $50.
$50. You cannot beat that value these days, and it's only with Chef John Howie at SeastarRestaurant.com, SeastarRestaurant.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
One of the most common questions that I saw when Cole Young was heating up is, should Cole get moved up in the lineup? And when Cal was struggling, should Cal be moved back? And it's not unique to these two players. Every single year, lineup questions are maybe the most popular questions we ever see. Why this guy here and not that guy? Why can't this guy be lead off? I think it tends to be something that's easy to debate, maybe fun to debate. But given that we see it so much, and given that, Cal has struggled on working his way back from that oblique injury, understandably, we asked Ryan Rowland-Smith what he thinks. And he was pretty, I'd say, fired up in his response.
You know what? No, I'm leaving Cal right where he's at. I'll tell you why. A couple reasons. Number one, coming out of the WBC, how many times have I spoke to you guys about this, on air, off air, how disruptive that WBC was, especially for Cal Raleigh as a catcher who's sharing time with Will Smith and trying to prove that he can be mid-season form in the month of March. And we saw that if you look at the first 2 weeks from Cal compared to the last 2 weeks of the month of April, it is night and day. And again, it just took him a few weeks. Now, if you're going to push him out of that spot in the lineup, right, in the top part of the lineup, let's say you push him out of there, all you're doing is delaying the inevitable of him getting back to a higher contact rate, smashing fastballs and hitting home runs. You're just delaying that.
Bump, you also felt like, no, I really wouldn't touch the lineup, really.
No, I'm not touching it. You leave Cal there. He's earned it. He hit 60 bombs last year. He's got 70, and he got hot for a little bit. You know what I mean?
He was so much better.
You got to let your stars work through their issues, right? If this was Ryan Bliss or somebody, biggest Ryan Bliss, all love, but someone who's not as important to your lineup, you move guys around. I mean, we saw Julio go from 1 to 5 or something like that, or 6. Right? They moved him around. But with Cal, coming off the season that he came off of and knowing what he means to this team, you don't move him. You let him work it out. Is there a time in this season that you say, if he's not producing by around this time, now I'm going to make a move?
Maybe. I don't know that I'd move him too far back, though, because he has so much power, including more power than your other catchers. So you don't want to move him too far back. I think that, too, like, modern lineups are, I think people still see it as like, oh, he has to be getting on base more often if he is going to be hitting second. And I completely understand that. But I also think you can look at modern lineups and say, like, well, he brings a ton of power and you want the most ABs possible for a team that's going to need more slugging in general to succeed. So I just look at it as the ceiling is so much higher for Cal than it is for the guys that would typically be hitting that late in your lineup, or for other catchers, too, around the league, that I don't think the, other catchers are typically here comp is a fair one. I just think it's kind of a waste of time. There is a real concern that I have about Cal. I think I mentioned this yesterday. I had settled on, like, well, maybe the improvements from the right were so noticeable that, like, 40, 45, 50 is something he can actually do. I'm not expecting him to get 60, but what if it's way more than 30? Now I'm just hoping he gets to 30. It's just he clearly had a spring that was very disjointed and was not ready when the season started and looked like it. I agree with Ryan, though, that, like, he looked so much better the last 2 weeks of the season, and you saw a genuine and very sincere improvement in April. Sometimes, unfortunately, with Cal, I feel like the expectations are so high, there's nothing he can do right. If Cal's not getting a hit in a big moment, or if Cal's not hitting a bomb every 5 days, or he's not doing something exceptional, people are going to feel disappointed by Cal. And in a way, it's not really fair because he's a 3 true outcome player, and that's kind of who he is. Like, he's going to hit bombs, and he's going to strike out.
Mm-hmm. What do you think his best his best average was 247. You know what I mean? Like, that was last year. We know, when you know the profile of a player, you have to keep that in mind when they're going through their struggles, right? Like, we know the profile of Julio. Why are we patient with Julio? Because we know that he starts the season slow. That's just who he is. Why should we be patient with Cal? Because the last 2 seasons he put up over 100 RBI. You know what I mean? Like 34 bombs 1 year, 30 the next year, 60 that year. So it's you understand the profile of the player. He's a swing miss type of guy. He's going to hit bombs. He's going to strike out. And we set this with Castillo, same thing with Cal. There's certain players who earn your patience.
Mm-hmm.
You be patient with them and let them work it out. And the mental aspect of this whole situation, I think people miss as well, is so what? Players are treated differently. Cal is not the number 9 hitter, right? Cal is Cal Raleigh. Had the greatest season we've seen from a catcher when it comes to hitting bombs. So he is treated differently. His leash is longer when it comes to his struggles. That's just the reality of it, and I think that sometimes people lose sight of that. They think that, Cal should be treated like everyone else. That's not how that works. Everyone in this building that we're in right now is not treated the same, right, because of the value that they bring to this company. It's the same thing with sports.
Yeah, and I mean, saying, like, well, he needs to be better. Yeah, obviously. I think he knows that, too.
Yeah.
That is such a clear – I don't think –
Cal's like, no, I'm good.
I don't think anyone on the coaching staff, in the clubhouse, nor Cal is, like, satisfied with what a season looks like. So saying something like he needs to be better, he needs to improve is kind of a waste of it, because it's like, yeah, we all know that.
Yeah.
It's very clear that if this team is to get to and win a World Series, Cal needs to be better.
Yeah.
And that's sorry, Cal, that pressure's on your shoulders, but it is. Like, you need to be better.
Pressure.
But at the same time, I just don't think you can treat a lineup like a what have you done for me lately type thing. Nah. I don't think that works for players either. Players, like baseball players, are creatures of comfort and habit and routine. And I would imagine that, like, even if, let's say, Cal initially didn't love batting second, you like knowing where you're going to hit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always heard that from guys. So,
yeah.
I don't know. That's just kind of... I'm fine sticking with it. If he continues to struggle for a while and they feel like what they did with Julio, where it's like, let's just try it and see what happens, then fine. But I don't think it's a move that needs to be imminent.
No, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
So
he's going to hit a bomb tomorrow. Don't trip.
Well, and look, you get an off day today. Dan sounded really optimistic about how Cal had been bouncing back. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's catching on Friday. You're going to get Donovan back here soon. I feel pretty good about the momentum of this team, as frustrating and inconsistent as they've been.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a real opportunity here for a team that is actually getting healthier. Bryce Miller is going to be coming back here pretty soon, potentially on this road trip. Adam Jude tweeted out about Bryce Miller. We're going to be joined by him tomorrow ahead of that Chicago game to ask some questions about Bryce. So I think things could be making a positive turn here for quite a few players and for the team itself.
Beat the best team in baseball.
Coming up next, taking a look at some of the power rankings for the NFL to see where they've got the Seahawks and what's the biggest challenge the Seahawks are actually facing in 2026.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Mother's Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a chance to celebrate the women who shape our lives. The moms, the grandmas, the stepmoms, the ones who stepped in, and the ones who never stopped showing up. At Klein Jewelers, we believe every mom deserves something special, just as special as she is. Because mom deserves jewelry that lasts, Klein Jewelers is here to help you pick the perfect gift for all the mother figures in your life. From our family to yours, happy Mother's Day.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
People can see through if it's not genuine. And it's genuine here. The Johnsons always talk about in orientation meeting. Their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business. We're not here to sell cars and work on cars. That's what we do, but it's really about just helping people. Every month we have a new employee orientation meeting, and the Johnsons present. They can't get out to all the stores every day and meet everyone, but at least they get to shake hands with new employees every month in the orientation meeting. And they tell everyone there's not one car deal or one repair order that is worth tarnishing our reputation and ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman speaking to those who have recently been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I spoke with Dr. Meyer, the medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center, and Dr. Meyer said Swedish CyberKnife patients are really satisfied with their experience. They report very few side effects, and they're seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later. To learn more, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate or call 206-320-7187.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners update here. A couple actually from Seattle Times reporter Adam Jude breaking a few minutes ago. Brendan Donovan is traveling to Chicago and is expected to be activated off the injured list. He also adds that Cal Raleigh is expected to be able to be catching on Friday.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. We're talking Seahawks here, but can I quickly get to a quick return to our conversation about player mentalities?
Sure.
Someone said, yeah, everyone, don't be so mean and hard on the multimillionaire sports star. His life is super duper harder than yours. I said, that's not what the take is. That's not what the take is. And they said, it seems to always be. Like, you can't ask a pitcher to go on the IL because his psyche's fragile. Can't move the struggling hitter down because baseball players are more sensitive. That's not at all what the argument is. Because, look, I don't think that you need to be or should be overly concerned with a player's ego when you're trying to win. What Bump and I were saying, and what I think is like a genuine factor that you consider, is that different players are treated differently, and that's a fact. It's not saying this should be or it is. Bump's saying that's a fact. That's how things are. And two, that given a player's past performance and his potential, you give them longer leashes. And when it comes to a player out of the bullpen or whatever, yeah, part of why you're managing a player's psyche and the mental state of a player is because it affects performance. Like, it's part of your job as a manager and coach.
That's what I was going to get to. It's you want your player to perform at the highest level. To ignore psyche would be irresponsible, and you're not putting your player in a position to have success. So don't ignore it. I know it's hard because in the corporate world, I think maybe the last 5 to 10 years, there's been more focus on like mental health and how people feel and all that stuff. So some people go to work every day and they work for companies to where, you know, your boss doesn't check on you and make sure that you're good. So they think that, okay, that should be the same way for these athletes. When it's such performance based and other people's jobs are on the line based off of that one person's performance, that you have to take into account everything that affects that individual. And if you're not doing that, whether it be in the corporate world or with athletes, you're doomed for failure. It's going to happen.
Also, let's be real. This is why I hate like everyday job comparisons in general. If I showed up every day with a horrible attitude, never did my job, was super mean to everyone, a nightmare to work with, just like truly like just an absolute like cancer to be around and for the company, I would be fired. You know why? Because there are a lot of other people that can do my job. Simply put, like it would not be like, well, you know, let's make sure that Stacy feels okay and we're going to put up with this. And this is just kind of like, you know, like a bad time for her, right? I would be fired because as good as I think I am, I have a job where other people can do. Professional athletes, you might think that they're getting babied and you might feel like they get special treatment, but it's basic supply and demand stuff. If Paul Skeens was copping an attitude, a good manager, and what professional managers are tasked with, is figuring out how to make it work because you can't just replace him.
Yep.
Cal Raleigh is struggling right now. It's frustrating. It's not okay. It's not helping the team. a good manager just finds a way to try to make this work and give him time and does, like, what do we need to do here to figure it out? Because Cal Raleigh is not easily replaceable. And I'm not talking about average. I'm talking about power, versatility, his role as a catcher. He's not. So I'd say the same thing about Julio, the same thing about a couple of these guys, right? When you're talking about Castillo, it's the same kind of thing. It is not easy to replace a professional athlete because they already represent such a tiny percentage of the population.
Mm-hmm.
So I that's my PSA about making everyday life comparisons with like, well, I would get fired from my job. You know why? Because they can find someone to do my job tomorrow. They wouldn't be as cool. They wouldn't be as funny. You guys wouldn't like them as much. They wouldn't.
That's right.
They wouldn't bring a je ne sais quoi. That's French. So they're bilingual, but they wouldn't bring that.
You're bilingual?
You know, if you guys brought in Tracy Frost, she's not me.
Right.
You guys would miss me. You would rue the day that this company fired me.
I feel like Tracy would probably be better at hitting hard outs, though. Because there was like 10 seconds of music yesterday. I don't know if anyone heard that.
Matt, first of all, maybe you didn't hear that when I had 20 seconds left because I decided to throw to the commercial too early. I said, as a reminder, Cal Raleigh's in the lineup today. You can always tell at the end of a show when there's a hard out when I go, and the lineup is out. Make sure you check that out. Lineup right there for you. And that's it. Not good at my job. Let's get to something a little more fun here. I find this conversation interesting, but it's also not what we dedicated this time to. So I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just think it is a fascinating conversation about how you handle the mental aspects of coaching. Let's go to the Seahawks. And speaking of struggles, my first question for us and for listeners to answer is what we actually think the biggest challenge for the Seahawks is here. I am finding myself changing my answer to this question, like within the last 48 hours. Bump, what to you is the biggest challenge this Seahawks team is facing in terms of repeating as Super Bowl champs?
OC, offensive coordinator. That's going to be the biggest challenge. We don't know where Brian Fleury is going to be. We don't know what's it going to be like when it's 3rd and 3, you're on the opponent's 45, you're down a score, and he needs to dial up a play. I got to the point with Kubiak to where I was comfy. I'm like, whatever he dials up, there's a rhyme or reason. Fleury's going to have his rhyme or reason. He was with the 49ers for 7 years, learned under Shanahan. I get it. I think he has an opportunity to have success, but my man has never called plays in the NFL. We saw a guy in Ryan Grubb who led a team to a national championship game come over here, and it seemed discombobulated at times. It seemed like there was no flow, no rhythm. And that's when you're a play caller, that's what you search for. It's a beautiful place. I've only done it at the high school level, but it's a beautiful place where you're calling plays and it is all making sense. The game is in slow motion. Your players are executing. You're building off it the next play. You're marrying the run with the pass. There's a flow state you get in. He's never experienced that, or he's never lined his team up and the defense does something that they didn't put on film, right? That's the worst thing is when you line up, you go, okay, when we get in this, we expect this. And then you line up in that, and you don't get what you expect. All right, what adjustments do we have to make? He's been around the right people, and I think he's going to be okay. But because he's never done it, I got to question it.
Unfortunately, that's my answer, which is why Tracy would be so much better at this than me. Maybe you guys should hire her instead. She would have a more unique answer. But no, I'm glad that that's your answer because I have so many questions about it. So let's stay here for a minute. My answer was initially finding the right personnel in your running back room. That being able to run the ball, even if they weren't like number one in rushing last year, was central to their Super Bowl run and is clearly a more central part of Mike McDonald's philosophy. You want to talk about Ryan Grubb not only like seeming so discombobulated, but also it was clear that he had a different philosophy about how to win and how to play offense than Mike McDonald. Running the ball feels much more central to what Mike McDonald wants to do. And so my single biggest question, what I felt was the single biggest challenge would be, okay, what do you do at running back? What do you do without Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker? You don't have either, certainly to start the season, and then TBD how long Charbonnet's out. But over the last 48 hours, it has unfortunately changed to a slightly more big picture thing about the offense. And it was when Brock joined us and then you and him started talking about how difficult it is to adjust, how difficult it is for an OC to adapt. And that even if you hit the ground running, think of like, you script out the first 10 plays. Like if you apply that to the season, like first 2 games look good. Oh, well, now the league adjusts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's also really difficult. And I remembered Tyler Lockett saying that Waldron, he didn't mean to say this, but kind of shared a little too much about the offense, that Waldron struggled to adjust and to adapt.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, you can be a brilliant coordinator and still struggle to do that. And you don't know if he's going to be good at it until he does it. You simply don't have the answer.
You ever study for a test?
No.
And then you get a question that you're just not prepared for.
Yes.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, genuinely, yeah.
I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's like when you're OC and you're not able to adjust. It's like, all right, there's a challenge for me here. There's a question that needs to be answered, and I just don't have the answer. And you're making decisions 30 seconds at a time. So it's a different type of pressure. So let's see if Fleury can do that.
I think, when will we have early clues? What will be early things you'll be watching for? If this is the thing for both of us, if our answer, both of us, to the biggest challenge is, can your new OC figure it out and help a team that's ready to win right now and defend their title get there? What are the things you're going to be watching for in week 1, 2, 3 in the preseason?
I'll be watching to see. I like looking at formations, right? When you get in this formation, say it's like a trips bunch to the left. How many times am I going to see that, and what do you have out of that formation, right? Because you want to show the defense something. I want to show them the same thing. I want to show trips bunch to the left, motion JSN to the right, bring them back, bam. What do you have off of that? Do you have a jet sweep? Do you have a zone? Do you have a boot off of that? Do you have a drop back off of that? If you can show a defense a certain formation, because what the defense is doing in their film study, they're breaking it down. They're saying, all right, when they come out in this formation, this part of the field, these are the plays that they like to run. So you show them what they expect, and then you hit them with something else. So I like looking at formations, and then how many variations of plays do you have out of that formation?
I wanted to also take a look in our last 4 minutes here at some power rankings. ESPN's still very favorable to Seattle. They come in at number 1. We actually mentioned this the other day. Brady Henderson, in front of the show, wrote about guard being the most improved spot for that. But I wanted to start by revisiting it as a launching point for a conversation about where the Seahawks should be. I think fairly number 1. What about you?
Yeah, I think they should be number 1. And I know we don't like the Rams here, but if the Rams were number 1 and the Hawks were number 2, I would understand that as well.
Why?
I think they have the MVP over there. They got better defensively. I think they need more depth at the wide receiver spot. I'm surprised they didn't pick one sooner than they did. They did get C.J. Daniels out of Miami. But because the Rams have been there and done that, and they have a quarterback that I feel like people trust more than they trust Sam Darnold over here. I think Sam is earning his respect in this league. I think he's more than capable. But when you have the pedigree that they have over there and the experience that they have, if they were number 1 and the Hawks number 2, I'd feel it some kind of way, but I would get it.
All right, well, I'm glad you mentioned it, because the next power ranking I was going to get to was from Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated, and he, in fact, does have the Rams at number 1. It's his post-draft power ranking, so obviously heavily influencing it is some offseason moves they've made. I think a lot of people – it's interesting. The Ty Simpson pick did get some criticism, and even in a post-draft ranking with like an emphasis on the draft, the Rams are number 1, but I think that it's the Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay – the Rams are the Rams, they're so brilliant kind of thing. The Seahawks are seen not as flukish, but as being less proven, I think. They come in at number 2. Number 3, the Bills. 4,
Really?
Broncos. 5, Chiefs.
That's ESPN?
That's Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
ESPN had the Seahawks at 1, Rams 2. So
sorry, I'm looking it up right now. I thought I had the link up already. The Bills, that's surprising to me that the Bills come in at 3. What did they do this draft? They grabbed themselves a receiver. They better have grabbed my guy. Josh Allen receiver. What they get? They got Skylar Bell out of UConn. They won edge with TJ Parker. Good move. corner, tackle.
I think it's just Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's always a quarterback conversation.
Yeah.
You and Brock are right. It's a quarterback conversation.
Yeah, I think they need. They did get DJ Moore though. Okay, they improved. Yeah. All right. Okay, Bills. We'll see.
Let's see. We have a quick question from a listener. Do you think Ken Walker's career? We were talking about Ken Walker in the run game, having previously been my answer. Do you think Ken Walker's career will suffer from wanting the ball more instead of a two-back strategy like he had in Seattle? So
I think he'll suffer.
Will he suffer by virtue of being a number one back?
I think you put yourself in harm's way more being a number one back and getting all those touches. I don't know. We'll see. I think he's more than capable of putting together a season where he goes for 1,200 yards and 9 to 10 touchdowns. It's all about staying healthy with Ken Walker. And then you're dealing with Andy Reid, one of the best offensive minds this league has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And you're dealing with Pat Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks this league has ever seen. So there's pressure being taken off of Ken Walker just with his coach. You got Bieniemy is back over there as well, and with his quarterback. So no, I can see K9 thriving over there.
The 253, let's get back to power rankings, disagrees with Sports Illustrated's rankings of the Rams number 1, Seahawks 2. They said the Rams should not be number 1. We should. We beat them 2 out of 3 times and are the defending champions. They don't get it.
It's a new year. That doesn't matter. We beat them 2 or 3 times last year. Power rankings are just projections. So I could understand someone saying, well, where did the Rams struggle defensively on the outside with their corner spot? They wouldn't got better at safety and at corner. They're bringing back a good defensive line. You have the league MVP over there. If Pooh can keep his mind right, you got a top 3 or 4 receiver over there. The run game is good as well. You got Kyron Williams over there. I think they drafted a running back too. They drafted a running back.
Mm-hmm. Kalen Black. No, that's the 49ers. Just kidding. I take it back. They didn't.
No, I think they added a running back. Let me see what they got. No, they didn't. Anyway, but they got a good running back over there. They're a well-rounded team, minus special teams.
I guess they just paid Kyron.
Got to do better there.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely got it. They got to invest better there.
Uh-huh.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Matt, once again, I'm sorry. Tracy would have had a much smoother transition instead of a very sudden one to headline rewrites. Thank you for jumping on the sound. I didn't give you much warning.
One day we'll have a professional host. One day.
Today isn't that day. Curtis.
Headline number 1, Sportico reports former Celtics owner Wick Grousbeck and Celtics investor Aditya Maital are putting together a bid to purchase the Seahawks. What's the real headline?
Die-hard Lakers fan Michael Bumpus could be working for Celtics investor. That's the headline to me.
You know what?
Yay.
It's all good.
Is it?
It's not. But it's all good. Just get this thing over. You know what? I know that Schneider's not a Celtic. McDonald's not a Celtic. Sam Darnold's definitely a Laker because he's from Cali. So as long as the powers that be, the actual product doesn't support the Celtics, I'm fine. Just get this over with so we can stop talking about it.
I love the idea of, let's say that this ownership group does end up purchasing the Seahawks. Your questions being stuff like, okay, so how many Celtics fans in the building?
I know.
What's that look like?
What does that look like?
Do you guys read into at all a potential owner being named in the press?
That is a little weird.
Do you make it more likely, less likely?
They usually keep this stuff pretty under wraps. And there was another name that was leaked earlier today, too, by Sportico, a 49ers investor that is looking to put a bid in for the Seahawks. His name is Vinod Khosla, I believe is how to pronounce it.
Because he wants to be on the right side of history.
That's right. He owns Sun Microsystems, so he got his fortune in the tech industry. Usually when these names leak, it's not who ends up winning the bids. But look, I know the Celtics and Lakers have a ton of history, a huge rivalry, one of the biggest in sports. But
sorry again.
You can't look past the amount of success the Celtics had with Grousbeck as their owner. They won two NBA Finals, made the playoffs in 20 of his 23 years in charge. So look, if this is a real candidate for this, you could do a lot worse. You could do Tom Dundon. We know how that's going in Portland. People are not liking that.
Oh God.
So hopefully, if if Grousbeck ends up being the guy, that means good things moving forward.
It's just Seahawks players. Are we taking a Greyhound bus to the game? That's weird. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, TMZ reports Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel rented a boat together while Rossini was pregnant with her first kid in 2021. What's the real headline?
Like you haven't spent a totally platonic day out on the water with another man's heavily pregnant wife. Be honest, you guys. Come on.
We've all done it.
We've all done it.
That's weird.
This is normal.
That's weird, man.
This is the girls' trip.
That better be your baby. That is weird.
You don't hang out with other men's
pregnant wives.
Could you imagine a guy
on a boat?
talking
One-on-one?
In the middle of the day?
Just popping out a pregnant chick. Hey, what's up, girl? What's your name?
Some people are into that.
Let's go kick it. Yeah. And
what's your name? What's their name?
Boy or girl? What you got in there? That's his baby. That's his baby.
What's your name? What's their name? It's truly a date of 3 people.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh.
That's weird, Mike.
It is really, really weird. Look, earlier we brought this up, and I mentioned this earlier. There are some people that feel like it's very TMZ-esque. Ironically, because this latest was from TMZ and they really don't like it. I do, though, feel like this has gone from sports story to gossip story to now back to sports for this reason. I think more people are genuinely wondering whether or not Vrabel's news will become such a distraction that he is not the Patriots head coach or is forced to step down. Bump and I are kind of team like, I don't know. I don't think so.
He'll be coaching.
I have a hard time seeing that happening. But Mike was wondering whether it would be the case this morning. I heard them talking about it.
He'll be the coach. I bet G. Scott 100 push-ups. He'll be the coach.
I think there's only one piece of news that could force Mike Vrabel out of the job. And
I don't think we'll hear it.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to find that out. I think that's under lock and key forever.
I will say, as funny as that joke from Curtis was, he said something else before the show that we can't say. That G. Scott lost it. Like, he's
brought it up like 4 or 5 times since then.
I haven't seen him laugh that hard. I'm sorry for teasing out and not telling you guys. I am. I just wanted to say G. Scott is still laughing about it now. It's a weird story. It's a weird story that's getting weirder, and it's getting right back into sports, where it becomes now a question of his future as well.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Kentucky Derby winner Golden Tempo will not run in next week's Preakness. What's the real headline?
More like participation trophy Tempo.
Weak.
Oh, are you scared?
Yeah. Pull yourself up by your reins.
How about you care about competing and care about winning?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to take my trophy and go home.
I'm going to eat some oats and quit now.
Yeah.
Shut up. Be about it, okay? Be about the game.
You know, horses back in my day, they were running the Preakness.
Exactly.
This whole horse generation's soft.
They're so soft.
I bet they don't play any defense. Nah, they were racing against plumbers back then.
Those horses were smoking cigarettes in their stalls after the race.
Oh my gosh.
Golden Tempo. This is the most Gen Z. I bet he's
How you bring Gen Z into this?
looking at his
What they do to
tablet.
you?
Golden Tempo just posting TikToks.
That's exactly what it is. He's going to be an influencer now. It's not even about the race. It's not about the Triple Crown. It's not about the stuff that matters, like millions and gambling. It's about just relaxing.
Oscar said it right. Young Thug said, horses don't stop, they keep going. Hey.
No, I wanted the silence to sit there. It made Matt physically uncomfortable.
Matt doesn't know who Young Thug is.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do.
You do? No, you don't.
No, Matt, you do.
No, you don't.
Name a song. Name
He
a
does
song.
not know who Young Thug is.
I can't pick one. You know, they're all my favorites.
So many. So he has a great catalog.
He knows. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Speaking of stories you're probably tired of hearing of, this one is actually important because it's a football story. We finally know what might happen with Aaron Rodgers. That's next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What's up, Bump here, letting you know we got some big events coming up at Silver Reef. Crazy Train, an Aussie tribute to the Prince of Darkness, headline Saturday, July 25th. You also got Howie Mandel, famous comedian, returns to Silver Reef on Friday, October 9th. Tickets sold out last time, so make sure you get yours before they sell out again. But don't wait until July or October to check out Silver Reef Casino Resort. Book at tea time at the Loomis Trails Golf Course, man. It's great. Water everywhere. Better hit that ball straight. Relax in deluxe rooms and enjoy a meal at the steakhouse. Watch the game and have some fun at the sports restaurant and enjoy the cantina. Authentic Mexican food. Burritos are on point. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. I love it there. It's an easy drive and well worth the trip. And you know what? The gas is cheap, too. Some of the cheapest gas on the west side, so your wallet will not hate you. All you got to do is hop on I-5, exit 260, Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com. That's silverreefcasino.com.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consult today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Mariners and White Sox tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. First pitch at 4:40, pregame at 3:30. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We know this, Shannon. When the weather warms, our baseball team's bats usually get a little hotter. We also know that maybe we've been sitting around and we try to crank things to 100 and our bodies don't quite react. As the weather gets warmer, do you see more folks at IRG?
Absolutely, Brock. You just mentioned it. As the weather warms up, people think they need to get outside, which is great. But sometimes they get outside, they start too fast, too quick, and they don't warm up. They don't stretch. They don't do preparation. If you find yourself in that situation where maybe you overdid it, you're hurt, you got a bruise, a bump, an ache, get a hold of us at IRG PT. We'll do a free injury screening, and we'll give you some guidance, some recommendations to keep you on your path of healthy function, pain-free activity.
How cool is that? A free screening for you and no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. Over 40 convenient locations. IRG's in your neighborhood. irgpt.com.
From the Quant.
And the moves haven't gone unnoticed. And what do? You poach. Whether it be the players, the coaches, GMs, assistant GMs, the chef, the trainer, whatever. You see a team doing something that is attractive to you, you go ahead and snatch some person down.
The NFL schedule isn't out yet, but we're already having some leaks and reports like this one. The NFL will reportedly put the 49ers-Rams game from Australia on Netflix. Kickoff time, 5:35 p.m. Pacific. Of course, two West Coast teams. You want a regular 5:30 kickoff time.
I'm so glad the Hawks didn't get that game. I heard they were in the running for that, too.
Why are you glad they didn't get it?
I don't want to fly 18 hours to Australia.
How cool to go to Australia.
And the insects are huge there.
They are. Their insects definitely have attitudes.
And the wildlife.
Yeah, the wildlife. Australia animals, if you tell yourself you're vacationing on another planet, it's probably cooler.
Matt and I, we were doing the math back here, and apparently that is a 10:35 a.m. kickoff time in Melbourne.
Weird.
That's an early kickoff.
That's
a little weird.
That's like Big Ten
youth
West,
soccer.
Yeah.
We're waking up at 8. How crazy is that? 7 to 8 year olds got 8 o'clock games. 8 o'clock in the morning, man. I'm taking my kids to games.
What time for a 10:30 kickoff, a.m. kickoff? What time would players have to get there? And do you start doing stuff?
You're up at like 6:37. You're leaving the hotel like around 8. Yeah.
Ugh.
And there's 3 options. There's the early bus, the mid bus, and the late bus.
What was the earliest game you ever played in, Bum?
East Coast game against the Giants.
So that would have been, your body clock would have been like 10 a.m.
It felt like 10 a.m., yeah.
Does it feel like that when players travel? It actually, they feel like, this is...
We were already a garbage team. Now you throw a 10 a.m. start. We were, it was windy as heck, too. So bad.
In a Seahawks game, what's the most, I can't believe this just happened thing you ever saw that you remember? Where you're like, man, we are bad.
I remember we called a play, and I was in. It was me, Bobby, and someone else. Bobby Ingram. And they called the play to me. And I go, they are not calling this play for me. I'm like, Bobby, switch with me. He goes, yeah, you're right, huh? They call me. I go, I haven't ran this play all week. This is for you.
So from the top down.
The coach didn't even get the call in right. Yeah. You got the wrong personnel out there. Call a wrong dang play. I had to get it right. I could have been selfish and be like, yeah, let me get this. I'm like, nah, because if I mess this up, then I'm done. And I'm like, Bobby, this is for you. He goes, yeah, they tripping. I'm like, yeah.
Did the play work out?
Of course it didn't. We were bad.
Man, that Giants game you mentioned, Bump, week 5 of the 08 season, 44-6.
We got claps. Claps. And it stunk, man. It was the old Meadows, whatever.
Yeah, that was the old
It
Meadowlands.
stunk, man. It was all bad. The best thing that happened on that trip is I walked through Harlem. That's it.
Very cool. Russell Wilson was asked about deciding between playing for the Jets and also weighing an offer from CBS.
In New York City, the Jets, how did that go with your visit out there?
It's great. They offered me, and I'm trying to figure out what's the next best thing to do and all that. And just, I still know I can play ball and do that at a high level, but also, I think that, the opportunity to do TV too is great. So we'll see what happens.
What would it mean to be teammates with Gino again in that kind of opposite role that you guys were in before?
Well, Gino's a great guy, man. We've been great friends, great teammates, but I'm just focused on the day.
And the last thing is, you mentioned the broadcaster. What would that be like for you? You'd be great at it.
There's a lot of great networks and a lot of things, and obviously there's a great opportunity for me, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I just love football. I love ball, being in it in every way, staying ready to play too, and just every day I'm training and getting ready. But also too, I think I have a lot of great opportunities.
Do you think
they kind of naturally separate themselves from the group, right? It's almost like they're management, they're a coach out there. So if you can, integrate yourself with the rest of the team and just be one of the guys, that's the best way to go. Matt Hasselbeck was actually really good at that with the Hawks. He would talk to everybody and just chill.
What do you think is a mistake that some quarterbacks make? Because you can't change that role. You know what I mean? Like you can't necessarily try to be one of the guys forever. And if you're a great quarterback, one of the best, you're kind of a vampire. Like there are going to be best friends you make on the team that end up getting cut or traded or waived, and you're going to still be there.
Yeah, it's a weird position to be in because you want to be one of the guys, but we'll never look at you as one of us because we understand the responsibility that you have and how important you are to the team. So just be regular, man. Take your lineman out to dinner. Hang out with the receivers, talk crap to the defense. You'll be all right.
A really intriguing take on which rookie league-wide could be in the best position to succeed during his first year. That's next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
Just head-scratching moments, just booting ball, just sloppy play.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. It's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, you can't give extra out.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Hey, it's Bob Selton here, and if you're somebody dealing with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, knee, wrist, whatever it is, this live webinar will explain the procedure and how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th.
Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 40% off installation or 0% financing for 16 months with equal payments. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're #1.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Heritage Mechanical reminds listeners suicide is one of the leading causes of death in our country, and we lose nearly 50,000 people every year. Signs include withdrawing from friends, extreme mood swings, or drug and alcohol use. If you or a loved one are feeling trapped, lonely, or hopeless, there is help available. Please call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline anytime to reach someone who cares. A heartfelt message from Heritage Mechanical and Auto Repair. Family owned since 1998 in loving memory of Osha Hagen.
Mariners and White Sox tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. First pitch at 4:40, pregame at 3:30. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here with Dr. Coogan from Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. And Doc, what do you say to people who are considering those GLP-1 injections for weight loss?
Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medications long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight gain is common. And most people don't realize research shows a significant portion of the weight lost can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping the weight off even harder.
From personal experience, I can tell you Eastside Weight Loss Clinic takes a different approach, a doctor-developed program helping people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days.
No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, we use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger, and cravings naturally.
So come to their clinic in Kirkland or do the program from anywhere you live with easy remote options. If you want a safe, affordable alternative to weight loss injections,
go to eastsideweightlossklinik.com to keep the weight off for good.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I know it's way too early, but this is when Vegas odds makers start putting it together. Who's your guys' favorite right now to be Rookie of the Year? Or maybe a front runner. If it's not your ultimate pick, just someone where you're like, oh, I could totally see him being in the conversation.
Caleb Downs.
Okay. Curtis?
I'll go Jordan Tyson, New Orleans. I think Tyler Shuck is he's a good quarterback.
Wow, look at you. Yeah. That's growth.
That is growth.
That's growth.
A scum devil?
I know.
Wow, that's beautiful. If Jeremiah Love was with any other team, he'd be a good one. God, one of the Giants rookies could have a cool year. Or your Jets as well. Kenyon Sadiq, maybe. That could be a fun one. I don't know how many people outside of Seattle, that is, would talk about Jadarian Price being a favorite there. It's not just being pick 32. I think it's maybe just being a rookie running back. You have Ashton Genty last year, record-breaking season with Boise State, who's just not able to replicate that in the NFL. Now, Jadarian's going to a much better team, but I think sometimes people have less confidence. Jadarian?
Oh, Jadarian, sorry. I was thinking Jeremiah.
I think that people just have less confidence that a running back can have that kind of impact compared to like a rookie wide receiver with a good quarterback, right? Totally makes sense. I get it. But Brian Baldinger thinks that Jadarian could be one of the rookies best in position to succeed.
Jadarian Price. I mean, Seattle returns the entire offense intact except for the Super Bowl MVP. And when you watch Jadarian Price, first of all, he has less than 300 total touches in 3 years at Notre Dame. Very little tread out the Tiger. But I'll just throw a stat at you last year that amazes me. He scored a touchdown last year for Notre Dame. Once every 9 times he touched the ball. And some of them like this, against Arkansas. He ran through the entire defense, 52 yards for that touchdown on the little swing pass. The guy has, he's got a chance to come in there, especially with the injury to Zach Charbonnet, come in and start and play right away.
Is that the case you'd make for Jadarian, where it's like, look, he can get the starting job immediately what are some other factors here when it comes to, like, he could put his name into the hat for a breakout season for a fantastic rookie year?
Well, we hope that Fleury's going to want to run the heck out the football.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get touches. He's going to be the jab, right? You set up your punches with jabs, and eventually you throw one of those haymakers in and knock a dude out. So I think that's going to be his role. He's going to get predicting. Who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could get a training camp, Kenny Mack, George Lonnie, Emmanuel Wilson. I get that they're going to compete, but we're assuming that he's gonna get the rock. And I think it's easier to be a rookie of the year at the running back spot, in the sense that they hang you the football and you just go. As a receiver, you may make more explosive plays. You can have like 1,200, 1,300 yards or whatnot. But a lot of things got to go right for you to put up those numbers. When's the last time a receiver was rookie of the year?
Last year.
It was last year, Tedero McMillan, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bear down.
Yep, bear down. There you go. Back
And
on
if it
track
wasn't
now,
going to be
Curtis.
him
Back on track.
as a front runner, Mecca Buka. I think receivers on offense almost have, I don't want to say an easier role, but like there are better opportunities. Like it's going to be hard for a guard to be rookie of the year, and it's
Has that ever happened?
I think sneaky difficult for a running back to do it, because you're just.
The last running back rookie of the year was in 2017, Alvin Kamara. Before that, it was Todd Gurley in 15.
That was a good
Eddie Lacy. Remember Eddie?
Yeah.
In 13. And then Adrian Peterson.
What were
17,
what was Alvin
07.
Kamara's numbers?
Alvin Kamara. His rookie year, he went for 170 rushing yards. 728 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, and he had 81 receptions for 826 yards and 5 touchdowns.
I don't think Jadarian's going to be used like that. He's not Alvin Kamara, so it's like for Jadarian to actually be to actually be an offensive rookie of the year candidate, you would need a far more traditional lead back. 1,200 yards, 1,300.
All right, let's see what Saquon did when he got his rookie of the year. That was the year before Alvin. He had 1,300 rushing yards.
I don't think Jadarian's going to get that. It's not bad.
721 receiving yards.
It's just not Seattle's offense.
Nah. So no, I'll still go with Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
I think Caleb Downs is like a top 3 player in this draft. Was picked, 10, 11? Something like that.
I think, did he fall all the way to 12? Either way, I think I agree with you. Like, probably not my number one pick for rookie of the year, just given that it's a bit tougher for running backs. I do agree with Brian Baldinger's take, though, that of all of these rookies, some of whom are going to very bad teams, right? Cool draft class for the Jets. You're a worse team than the Seahawks, so it's going to be a little tougher to turn this around. Jadarian's going to a team that is built to succeed right now, returning all of its offensive line with, outside of coordinator, stability on offense, smart veterans around him who know what it takes to win. That's an amazing situation to be thrown into.
And he doesn't have to be rookie of the year to have a successful season either. It's with this offense, it's the threat. The threat of running the football is what kind of opens everything up. And you talked about who was that we just listened to?
Brian Baldinger.
So he said every 9 times he touched the ball, he scored a touchdown. That's how explosive this guy is. So we'll see. But I hope that they ease him into it. I hope that we do see McIntosh. We do see George a little bit. And you kind of ease Price into the situation because you want him healthy too, man. I think the 2 running back combo or the tandem is the way to go in the NFL unless you have a Derrick Henry.
All right, heading into the final hour, what I need to know coming up at 1:45. Still a little under an hour away, but you can get those questions in any time before 1:45. 866-979-3776. One of the big debates we were getting into earlier is whether or not the Rams or the Seahawks should, all of it's subjective, should be the number 1 team in the NFL's power rankings. Let's talk to someone who covers both teams to figure out where they are. Fox Sports' Eric Williams joins us next.
Blue 88 every morning at 7:45. Brock Ewart tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Dante Fowler Jr. is the newest Seahawk. How important is it to get him signed today?
I think that's really important because the boys are starting to come back into town. He's going to know the scheme. He's going to know the stunts. He's going to know all those things. And then with a veteran player to make sure you know what you're dealing with. You know, where that body is a dozen years into this league.
Catch every Blue 88 on the Seattle Sports app.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Thursday night, June 18th, it's Jim Jeffries.
If you see like an old couple and you go, how long have you two been married for? And they go, 45 years. And then I always ask, what's your secret? The man goes like this, she's always right. And then you see him go dead behind the eyes.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Global comedy heavyweight, Jim Jeffries, June 18th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help, call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the gigs to go big, bring him the game.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're #1.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners handed the Braves their first series loss of the year. Brian Wu was exceptional, giving up a single hit, no runs, and striking out 9 over 6 innings pitched. They have an off day today. Make sure you tune in from 7 to 9 for Extra Innings, hosted by Curtis Rogers. And then tomorrow, they open up the series on the road against the Chicago White Sox. Brendan Donovan expected to be activated.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
this hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Fox Sports' Eric Williams joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. Things are going good here.
We're just debating a couple power rankings, so I'm putting you on the spot. I'm very sorry. If you were to power rank only the Seahawks and Rams, 1 or 2, 2 or 1, how are you stacking them right now?
Yeah, I'd go Seahawks 1 and Rams 2 right now. I say that for a couple different reasons. Stafford's 38 years old. He played 17 games for the first time since 2021 last season, played at a MVP level, obviously won the award. But is he going to be able to do that again? And if he's not able to stay healthy, the drop-off from number 1 to number 2 at quarterback is significant, with them obviously, pulling off the shock of the draft and drafting Ty Simpson. We don't know how he's going to play in the league. If Sam gets hurt, Drew Lock is there. Drew Lock has experience and has played in one NFL game. So I think just if you look at the quarterback situation alone, I like Seattle's situation better than Los Angeles.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I still think it's close, though. I think the Rams are a good ball team. Were there any surprises when you look at the Seahawks draft?
No, I don't think so. I think they just went and filled needs that they had in their roster. And you looked at it, obviously, with Walker leaving, they needed to bring in another body that could come in and contribute, and they do that with the Notre Dame running back. And I think they got some pretty good pieces defensively in the back end to help fill, spots that are gone with Woolen moving on and Bryant moving on. Both were good, solid players in the back end. I think the main thing, though, that my takeaway from Seattle is their foundational pieces are still there. Witherspoon is still there. Imanari is still there in the back end. You still have Leonard Williams up front. Obviously, they lost Mafe to the Bengals, but they were able to bring in Fowler, so they added another pass rusher. So I think they're just ready to hit the ground running next year. And then I think if you look at the rest of the division, they're the youngest out of the 3 teams that can compete for NFC West title. We know with the Niners that they're still getting old with Trent Williams and Kittle and Warner is getting up there in years. Bosa can't stay healthy. And then again, when you look at the Rams, along with Stafford, you have Devontae that's going to be 32 years old. You have Puka. Is he going to stay out of trouble at this point and be able to stay on the field that way? And he does get injured as well. So I just think when you look at all 3 teams, I think, the Seahawks are sitting the best out of those 3. And again, it's the best division in football. You would think one of those 3 teams is going to end up in the NFC Championship game.
Obviously, you cover the entirety of the NFC West, so wanted to talk about the other three teams in particular, specifically about their draft days. I feel like Seattle had kind of the boring draft. You need a running back, you got one. You need corners, you got a couple. And it, wasn't exciting initially with 4 picks. They weren't the team that people were talking about after the draft, and I completely understood why. The 3 other teams in their division were all talked about, maybe more than anyone else, though. So I wanted to ask you about a couple of them. First, starting with at number 3, Jeremiah Love for Arizona. A lot of people didn't like this pick because of the lack of value you're getting with that rookie deal, but obviously a generational talent. What did you think of the pick, and what should they have done?
I thought the pick was fine. I get the positional value, and you can get running backs later and the type of contracts that they're going to earn. But there really is no reason to go watch the Cardinals right now. I mean, there has to be reason to go to the stadium if you're a Cardinals fan. This gives you that, a guy that brings energy and love. A couple of years ago, they passed on Bijan. And again, I understand it because of the positional value piece and drafted Paris Johnson, and they needed an offensive lineman, and that all makes sense. But again, they didn't win any more games because of that. So I'm fine with drafting Love at 3 and then continuing to build the roster around him in terms of what you have on offense. Obviously, they need to figure out the quarterback piece. They take back in the 3rd round developmental project that could maybe turn into something. But I would imagine it's going to be Jacoby that's going to start based on how he performed last year. I think he fits what LaFleur wants to do offensively. Minshew will go in there and compete, but, just kind of looking at it from my view, I would think Jacoby would be the person that wins that battle. And then I think defensively, they keep Rawless as their defense coordinator, so they have continuity. They have pieces there, and so I think it's a matter of those guys staying healthy and continuing to build around it. I think if you're the Cardinals, you just want to be competent and competitive at this point because they're so far removed from being able to compete with the other 3 teams in the division. But I'm fine with them drafting Love.
What are your expectations for Fleury? I mean, he's obviously he was with the 49ers for 7 seasons, started on the defensive side of the ball, was a linebacker. So he has a different perspective when it comes to calling plays, finish with the tight ends. Do you feel like the Hawks can be as good or better than they were last year offensively?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whatever they were running last year, continuing to do that. I mean, I would imagine they're going to add things in terms of the running game because I think that's his specialty in terms of diversity that you're able to attack offensively from a run game perspective. But, in terms of the pass game, whatever was working last year, I would just continue to do that and try to get better at that. The one advantage that you have is hopefully you're not making any wholesale changes in how you're going to call things in terms of verbiage. So it allows Darnold to kind of build on what he was able to learn his first year there and not having to learn a new offense. And so I think from my perspective, as much continuity as you can continue to have offensively, the better.
I know that the Seahawks in 2012 were panned for taking a quarterback when they didn't need one, and he ended up being their quarterback for a decade. So I understand that there are plenty of possible outcomes for this decision. But did the Rams miss an opportunity to take the division back from Seattle with their pick of Ty Simpson?
Yeah, I think so. But I also understand why they did it. We had a chance to talk to Sean and Les at the owners' meetings, and they kind of talked about the fact that they knew when Aaron Donald was going to step away a couple years before that happened. And so I think if you look at the way they drafted, they took Kobe Turner and Byron Young, I think the year that Aaron retired, and then obviously the following year they drafted Verse and Fisk. And so they were kind of prepared for that moment. So I think the fact that they drafted Ty Simpson is telling you that they kind of have an idea of when Stafford's going to step away in the next year or two. So they wanted to get ahead of that by drafting Simpson with what they consider was a bonus pick because they got that pick from trading down the year previous with the Atlanta Falcons, allowing them to pick a defensive end. So that all makes sense. But that said, I mean, this is your Super Bowl window, and you would think that you'd want to take every opportunity to give Stafford enough pieces to compete and to be able to complete the deal, particularly with what's happening at receiver, again, with Puka, and not knowing for certain that he's going to be able to just, handle all the off-field stuff and stay healthy. Same with Adams, again, because of his age. So I think it would have made sense for them to take a playmaker at 13 instead of taking a quarterback, and then maybe try to get a developmental quarterback maybe in the later rounds. But, that's not how they saw it.
What's the latest with Puka? Have you heard anything? How's he doing?
He's at off-season work and doing well. He checked himself in to a facility to help himself in that regard, which I think is good. They've talked to him about, how to handle himself in that situation. He's in the final year of a contract, so that's part of it too. Like, if you want to get paid, you have to kind of check all the boxes, both on the field and off the field. Puka's a good dude. I spent some time around him, but I think he's just young. He's 24 years old, and we all know what we were doing when we were that age, and some of it wasn't great. And so he's just kind of learning, with a big spotlight on him being in L.A. But hopefully, he's able to go out there and produce and take care of the stuff that's happening off the field so he can get paid like JSN got paid.
Speaking of JSN getting paid, Seahawks able to take care of that relatively early in the offseason. Are you surprised a deal hasn't been worked out for Devin Witherspoon?
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised that they haven't got anything done yet. Maybe that's something that they'll deal with in the offseason and it gets done, closer to training camp. But I am a little bit surprised we haven't heard anything yet.
The run game for both teams, the Rams and the Seahawks, is pretty much like the foundation to what they have going over there. When you look at Jadarian and his potential in this offense, do you think the Hawks should use him as that number one guy, or do you think it should be more of a combo when it comes to the share of run plays?
I think it should be an open competition, and whoever pops is the guy that wins the lion's share of the carries. I always think it's better to kind of have a leader and have a guy that's a complementary person that plays off of them instead of having like a true 1-2 combination. I think if you look at, the Rams, Kyron's kind of the guy, and Corum is the guy that's kind of the filling guy off of what Kyron's doing. Although that might start to change a little bit because they've been talking Corum up this offseason because he's a little more explosive. But I think it's always best to kind of have a guy that's your workhorse guy, and then have people, being complementary pieces off of that. So we'll see what happens in training camp. I think you have to have guys earn it though.
Who of these four draft class for these four teams, which rookie has a chance to be the most impactful for their respective team?
I think the receiver out of Ole Miss, although, you talk to draft analysts, he was overdrafted, going in the second round. I think Scrivlin's last name. For me, knowing Shanahan was a former receiver, I trust his evaluation on that position because he played it. And then if you look at receivers that have played in the system, they've all been productive, whether it's Debo or Ayuk. Ricky's been productive when he's healthy. So I think he understands not only the traits that are important, but the traits that are important in his system. And so whether people think that receiver should have been drafted in the third round, fourth round, or in the second round where they grabbed him, I think they will set him up for success. And he doesn't have to come in there and play right away because they have Evans and Kirk there, so they could kind of build it slowly. But I think second half of the season, I expect him to be out there making plays.
What do you make of this quarterback situation in Arizona? Do you feel like we'll see Carson Beck at some point, or do you think Jacoby holds it down?
I'm surprised Jimmy didn't go there, to be honest. I mean, I thought that was just made the most sense, but, we find out that, Jimmy's more in retirement, and the Rams would have loved to have, Jimmy back, not only because of his experience, but Sean values having a backup that can push his defense in the offseason. Feels like that's important. So for me, again, not surprised Jimmy didn't go there. I think Jacoby is going to be the guy that holds it down until we get to the point in the season where they're not competitive. And then at that point, I think Beck's going to play because they're going to want to see if he's the answer or not, because they're going to have to go into that draft where everybody expects 4 to 5 quarterbacks to go, in 2027. And I would imagine that they're probably going to have a high pick.
A question about the Seahawks defense here. Brock and Salk, our morning show, have had a really fun stretch of interviews here where they've talked with quarterbacks who faced the Seahawks and asked them to break down what they saw. So they interviewed Phillip Rivers and Kirk Cousins this morning, and it's really cool hearing them talk about it. Now, you covering not just the NFC West, but being very well connected to reporters and coaches. And I'm wondering if there are little things sticking with you after the season that you heard people say. It could be a player, a colleague, anything, kind of about what they saw from the Seahawks defense, or maybe something that just struck you.
Well, I think the one thing that stands out to me in talking to other coaches and scouts is everybody is trying to do what Seattle is doing and trying to mimic what they're able to do. I just talked to Dan Quinn a couple of days ago, and they're really focused on adding pass rush so they can rush the passer from different levels of their defense. So they can rush from depth, having guys that have the ability to do that, and then having the ability to disguise and have guys that can move inside and out. So kind of the versatility that Seattle brings to the table in terms of what they can do both pre-snap and post-snap. So I think, that's pretty flattering to have, teams around the league building their defense based on what Seattle was able to accomplish last year.
Who do you think had the best drive?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like what Cleveland did, adding the 2 receivers, obviously getting the offensive linemen. I think throughout the draft, they added players that could come in and contribute and kind of build it on what they were able to do last year. So for them, really, it's the quarterback. Is it going to be Deshaun? Is it going to be, Sanders? And then ultimately, I think, in 2027, that they're going to draft one of those 4 or 5 guys that are going to be there in the first round. But I think they've done a nice job of building, around the quarterback position, whether it's Watson or Sanders. And then I like Monken. I don't know if you've listened to him in interviews, but he's kind of a no-nonsense guy. I think he kind of fits that city, and he's coached there before. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do offensively with the pieces they've added.
Hey, Eric, Bump and I had a bet last year about who would have more production between 2 different quarterbacks. I ended up losing. This year, our bet is which team will have the worst record, and it's between 2 teams. He took the Browns having the worse record than Arizona. I said the Cardinals would have a worse record than the Browns. Who's going to win?
Oh, it's definitely going to be the Cardinals.
Thank you, Eric.
just because of the division that they're playing in, I'd be surprised if they win more than 4 games.
Bump. This is looking really promising for me.
Hey, I respect Eric. I respect him.
Eric
Cleveland
knows.
plays in the easier division. I mean, I think that division's up for grabs.
Oh, this is going to be so great to win. He is Fox Sports' Eric Williams, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep, thanks for having me, guys. Have a good one.
We didn't set the terms of is it just a donut bet?
It's donuts.
Okay, that's fine. I'll actually eat them.
Will
for
you?
Winning. Yeah, because it'll feel so satisfying to know that,
You haven't even paid up from the bet you lost last season.
Yes, I did. Yes,
Aaron Rodgers?
I did. Ask Matt and Curtis. I brought them in.
Where was I?
You were here. I swear to God, I brought them in.
It was like a pack of 6 donuts. It wasn't a full dozen.
Because they were specialty donuts. I went to this nicer donut place.
That's true. It was a
special
upper-class
place.
donut
It was an
shop.
upper class. It was a highbrow donut place. You know what I mean? It was
highfalutin.
It was not steerage donuts, if you will.
Okay.
It was the first class donuts.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. So, donut bet, fine. But it's just going to be so satisfying knowing that, between the 2 of us, I'm the ball knower. You know what I mean? I'm the one that just gets football, and I knew to pick this team.
You do.
Well, speaking of, you are the one who actually.
You want to do 4 down territory? I'll ask you the questions.
No, I was going to say, I'm so glad you're answering these ones. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory. Going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, who may be one of the best player evaluators on the Seahawks staff?
AD. DC Dirty. All right, so we would assume that he had some influence on the DeMarcus Lawrence situation. And I'm sure Mike McDonald watched the film and he liked it too. So now you got Dante Fowler. Dante was there when AD was there, so I'm sure AD has some influence on that as well. If Dante comes over and does what I think he can do, which is just essentially be where you're supposed to be, get 3 or 4 sacks, play 35 to 50% of the plays, and just be not a main contributor, but a contributor on this defense, you got to look at AD and say, all right, he's doing a great job. Another reason for teams to want to come and poach the defensive coordinator. So, yeah, you got 2 former Cowboys who are on this team. AD was there as well. I'm sure he has some influence. Mike McDonald and John Schneider did their thing too. But, look, if this hits, more reason for teams to come and try to grab this defensive coordinator.
Second down. What's an unpopular position battle you're going to be watching?
Like the backup to the backup to the backup wide receiver.
So, like, no one else has eyes on this?
Nah, you got Ricky White and you have Henderson as well. And the reason why I'm looking at them because in college, Ricky White, his last season, blocked 4 punts, special team specialist. And you look at Henderson, he was a gunner, special team specialist. Receivers typically do not play special teams for the most part unless they are receiving the football, right? Punt return, kick return, something like that. Every now and then you get receivers who are on there. I saw Slater, who was drafted when I was in the league, played like 15, 16 years at the special team position. You got Jake Bobo who does it, but they got to find a way to make this roster. And, of course, you got to be good with the playbook. Got to know the routes, all that good stuff, catch the football. But what's going to separate yourself is what you do on special teams. So when you're watching preseason, see who's playing better on special teams, Ricky White or Henderson. Friendly competition.
Yeah.
It's real. It's real competition, but they got to separate themselves.
Can I ask a follow-up that may cost us like a 4th down or something? But
Right.
I think it's interesting, and even though I'm springing this on you, I know that you know the answer. I always think that special teams is kind of overlooked in general coverage of the team when everyone tries to narrow down the roster, because what you said earlier is true. Unless you're a returner, I don't think the average person is quite sure what they're watching for, right? It's hard to tell on special teams, harder to tell on special teams when someone is like not doing what they're supposed to than it is on defense. Or maybe it looks like a quarterback and wide receiver aren't connected right, where it's like, okay, someone, did the wrong thing here. It's harder on special teams. I don't think people know how to track like what's good special teams play look like. So what are they watching for?
When you are a gunner, so you are on the punt cover team, your guys at outside, can you get off the double team? A lot of the times those guys are double teamed. And can you force the returner inside? You don't want to let them get outside of you. Like if you miss and force them inside to where all your help is. If you are on kickoff cover, it's staying in your lane, right? Oh man, it's a different game now. I've never done kick cover the way they do it now. That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
This
and
is in real time.
I'm imagining it back in the day when I played.
And you're like, wait,
you're
no.
running 50 yards down the
Yeah.
field, but I've never done that before.
Yeah.
So I'll pass on that. But no, it's about if you're the first guy, whoever's the first guy down on any cover team, you're taking a shot. Like yes, you want to make the tackle, but your job is just to disrupt anything they got going over there. It's just tenacity, man. You got to want it. And just keep the return on your inside shoulder.
3rd down. Who do you want to be more involved in the offense this year?
I want Oots. You got Fleury coming over from the 49ers. Obviously, they use their fullback over there. I saw a stat that kind of blew my mind. I just knew that Juszczyk had like at least 300, 400 yards rushing. My man had -3 yards rushing, but he's more used for blocking and just setting up the offense. So I want to see how Fleury decides to use Oots. He was drafted out of Alabama last year, got banged up, didn't see the field much, and then it's kind of like because he was banged up, it's like they moved on from him a little bit. Said, all right, well, we're just going to put Jason back there sometimes. And we're going to mix things up that way. So I want to see Oots get used. Let's see how Fleury decides to do that.
4th down. We did have time after all. Who on the defense needs to still be playing with a chip on his shoulder?
So a lot of times you get guys who are undrafted, the Ty Okadas, the Drake Thomases, and they earn their starting position. So I'm focusing on Drake Thomas. And you earn that position because you're hungry. You're trying to beat out the guy in front of you. How is Drake Thomas going to come back this year? I know he's going to be hungry. I know he's going to work hard. From what I know of the young man, he'll be good to go. But it's just different, knowing that you are the guy. I want him to continue to play with that chip on his shoulder and just take another step. He was undrafted. I think the Raiders grabbed him, I want to say, out of Montana State. No, that's Montana. I think that Ty Okada's Montana. Anyway, just stay hungry. and solidify yourself and make it impossible for coach to take you off the field. I'm watching Drake Thomas to see how he approaches this offseason.
All right, still to come, debating who, in fact, should be the number one team in power rankings entering the NFL, and some predictions for Brandon Donovan set to rejoin the team on this road trip, which is very exciting. Coming up at 1:45, though, it's what I need to know, and I could use a few more questions. 866-979-3776.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
Just head-scratching moments, just booting ball, just sloppy play.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. It's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, you can't give extra out.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Stacey here, and I need to tell you guys about what I did early last month. I got to demo the Arc Sport from Arc. It's a fully electric boat that's built to be a wake boat. Carter from the demo team picked me up right on Lake Union, which was very cool. Now, the first thing I noticed is how sleek it looked and felt. I felt like I was in a luxury EV, but on the water. Fully heated seats and seat backs, a touchscreen dash with different cameras. Those are my favorite features because I'm always cold and I love a touchscreen. But something tells me people who spend a lot more time on the water are going to love other features like a retractable tower and, of course, Arc's ever-improving software. But you know what else I noticed? We're the only ones out there. Now, granted, at this point, it was early April, so most people still have their boats winterized, but not Arc. No winterization, no oil changes, no transmission service means significantly less maintenance. So you can actually take advantage of an unexpectedly sunny day. You really have to see and experience this boat for yourself. So do it. Book a demo. It's easy. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo, fill out the form, and you'll be out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Trex decking products on sale now through May 31st at Dunn Lumber.
For 24 years, Sea Star Restaurant and Ron Bar has been Bellevue's and my go-to for fresh seasonal seafood. And my good friend, Chef John Howie, is behind every plate.
Hey, thanks, Brock. Springtime is the best time for fresh, wild Pacific Northwest salmon. At Sea Star, we go from Columbia River King, my personal favorite, to the Copper River King in May.
So whether it is a date night, whether it's a business dinner, or you're craving the very best wild salmon, go visit John Howie at Sea Star in Bellevue. Visit Sea Star in Bellevue.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And if you're looking for a spot to catch all the spring baseball and sports, I got a place for you. Hawks Peak Sports Bar and Grill. It's your home for game days with more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play. They got great food and drinks, and nothing beats the views. So get in on all the action at Hawks Peak. Head to snocasino.com for all the details. That's snocasino.com. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contest and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman speaking to those who have recently been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I spoke with Dr. Meyer, the medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center, and Dr. Meyer said Swedish CyberKnife patients are really satisfied with their experience. They report very few side effects, and they're seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later. To learn more, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate or call 206-320-7187.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Mariners and White Sox tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. First pitch at 4:40, pregame at 3:30. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey everybody, it's Bob Selton here, and if you're somebody dealing with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the entire country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. You can register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What I need to know coming your way in 15 minutes. Get your questions in now. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. Any question top of mind. Text it. 866-979-3776. That's at 1:45. Right now, let's head to the station for Hype Train. We've been talking about this for the last hour, so let's start with it. The Seahawks should be above the Rams in the NFL Power Rankings.
Yeah.
You had to think about it.
I did. I mean, because it's an argument for both, man.
Sure.
They're both good ball teams. But no, they're the defending champs. I think that they possibly... I like the draft because I feel like Mike McDonald has his guys now. Kobe was his guy. Reek was his guy. Boy, yeah, I'm not saying that, but... this defense officially has every piece that he has chosen with John Schneider. So I feel like this defense can take another step forward. Not even take a step forward, just build off of what they did last year. I don't expect them to have the numbers that they had last year. That'd be tough because you have some veterans on that side of the ball. But, yeah, man, the Hawks should be. I'm on this train. Let's get it.
The Seahawks should be above the Rams in the NFL's power rankings. Earlier, we looked at Sports Illustrated and ESPN's, who had them swapped. ESPN had Seahawks 1, Sports Illustrated, Rams 1. Bump is boarding. Curtis, are you?
Yeah, we're boarding this train. The Seahawks are a better team than the Rams now. They were a better team than the Rams yesterday. They're going to be a better team than the Rams tomorrow. They got better in the draft. The Rams wasted a first-round pick on a guy who's not going to play next year. Like, that could have been the kill shot for the Rams in order to potentially leapfrog the Seahawks, and they passed on it. And the Seahawks took a guy who's going to make a difference, I think, in year one in Jadarian Price, and they had a pretty successful draft class from just, at first glance. So, yeah, I think the Seahawks should be above the Rams in the power rankings. Yeah, it's no question.
I am as well. Everyone's aboard this one. Look, it's not just because they're defending their title. It's not just because they won basically a best-of-3 series last year. It's also because they didn't lose nearly as much as people are making it sound. It sure feels like we went all season with folks being like, not paying a ton of attention to Ken Walker, not paying a ton of attention to Rick Mullen, but once they were in Seattle, it was suddenly, you are missing out on some major guys here. Last time I checked, neither of these guys were in ESPN's positional power rankings entering the season. They didn't have Rick Mullen as one of the 10 best corners in the league. They didn't have Ken Walker as one of the 10 best running backs in the league. So why is it suddenly Seattle being such a weakened team as a result of them leaving? Now, I was very concerned for a long time about the running back room, but I like what they did. So I still feel great about them. Yeah, number one. Next up.
Curtis, who's that Who's that wrestler that said the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be?
Was that? Oh, that was Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart. You reminded me of that just now. Just
I
side
did?
thought. No, Curtis did.
Oh.
Was it me?
Was it me? It's about me.
Not everything's about you, Stacey.
My last hype train topic that I know I won't have time to get to is Tracy Frost would have had better hype train topics. Matt.
Sorry, my finger slipped.
Brennan Donovan, according to Seattle Times reporter Adam Jude, set to return to the team on this road trip here. We're all expecting that he's going to join them then against the Chicago White Sox on Friday. Brennan Donovan homers in his return.
Oh, he's going yard. He's going yard. I'm on that train. He's, sometimes when you step away from the team for a little bit, you recharge, you refocus, and you square things up. So Donovan to the house, 437 feet.
Oh, okay. Very specific.
Yep.
Curtis, feel free to add distance to it. Brennan Donovan homers in his return.
We're boarding this train.
Exit velo.
Exit velo.
Launch angle.
104. When your growing's right, you got lots of might. And he's hitting a home run tomorrow. He hurt his growing.
When your groin's right, you got lots of might.
And that ball will take flight.
That's right. Bars.
Okay, yeah.
Bars. Yes.
Oh, God, I hate it here. Yes.
You don't want to give her the horn, huh?
Me too.
A little stingy with the horn.
I'm
there,
included.
Matt. Yeah?
I'm included.
All she said was yes.
Yeah.
I expected more to come.
I didn't need to say more. These two covered it. I just wanted to be included. Would you
The
say
Stacey Ross story.
Would you do this? Would you do this to a man?
No, I would have been a lot meaner in that moment.
Next, I'm staying with the Mariners. The Mariners go at least 5-2 on this road trip.
5-2.
Two bad teams. Two bad teams. Chicago, Houston.
Chicago and Houston, huh?
Wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to do the math.
You know what? This is when they start looking like the best team in the AL West. I'm on this train. They're going to get her done. They're going to go 6-1, actually.
Will that include a sweep of Houston or Chicago?
Let's sweep the White Sox. I think Houston's good for a game.
Yeah, I forgot it's 4. The Mariners go at least 5-2 on their road trip. Bump says, not only am I boarding, I'm going 6-1. Curtis.
Yeah, we'll board this train. I think I might go a little crazy. I think I go 7-0.
Whoa. Are you drinking back there, buddy? God, what's wrong with you?
Let's see it. 7-0. You heard it here first.
Yes, also boarding. I think they will go at least 5-2 on this road trip. Next up. Bump will root for the Celtics if Wick Grousbeck becomes the Seahawks' new owner.
No comment. You know the answer to that.
It's no.
Wow. Disrespectful. The disrespect.
Curtis.
As I always hear from Bump, go Celtics, go.
Always says that.
Boarding that train, yeah. 18 rings, baby.
Remember
Parquet floor.
Remember when Bump was talking about the Celtics winning? And you joked about, like, I just imagined, like, old Irish couples talking like this. I just like that the Celtics fan base is all old Irish people.
All redheads.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. I think Bump, over his dead body, I think would be Bump's answer to that.
Never.
Do we have time? Yes, we have some time.
My son tried to like the Celtics at one point.
Like in protest?
Because he liked Kyrie Irving. I was like, you can like Kyrie Irving, but you cannot like the Celtics.
Oh, they hate him in Boston now.
Yeah. Let's stay on the East Coast for this one. What's next? I know you guys love talking NBA playoffs, so let's get to it. I'm not going to do something like, oh, the Thunder are going to advance. Boring. I'm going Knicks.
The Knicks advance?
Yeah.
Hey, they came out swinging. They're up 2-0 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the Sixers were going to take this one, but after going up 2-0, man, I think Cat and Bronson and the gang, OG over there as well, are going to get her done. Knicks advancing. I'm on this train.
The Knicks will advance. Curtis. Bump is boarding.
They've been on a run here in their last 5 games.
I've seen so many videos of Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner at these games.
Yeah.
That's how I know that they're still very much in this.
God, they've won 4 of their last 5 games by at least 20 points.
Yeah,
they're going berserk over there at MSG. Yeah, I think they advance. Are they the best team remaining in the Eastern Conference playoffs? Probably, because, the Pistons had to survive against the Magic. Cleveland doesn't exactly do it for me. They had to survive against the Raptors. I think it could be a New York Knicks Eastern Conference title here if they keep playing like this.
Timothy Chalamet, and Kylie are really meeting the moment here. All I see are just celebrities on the sideline. Is every celebrity a fan of the Knicks? Is that just what it is?
Oh, OG is hurt. Thanks, Christian. Nah, man. Knicks fans come out when they play well.
True.
No, when they're not, no
fair.
one shows up.
Yeah. What do you think is the most bandwagon fan base in sports?
Warriors. When the Warriors were good, all of a sudden,
out of
everyone's
nowhere.
a freaking Warrior fan.
Maybe it's just the answer is always going to be a California team because there are so many teams and there are so many things there that like if the Rams were atrocious, how many Rams fans would there be?
I think the Rams have my mom's generation has a bunch of Rams fans. I know.
Because the Rams were in LA
Yeah.
when they were
Curtis, what's the most bandwagon fan base in sports?
Bandwagon. God, it feels like NBA is most guilty of having bandwagon fans. Because in the NFL, I don't know if anybody's left their fandom to go root for the Chiefs over the last few years.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are extremely popular. And I don't know how many people are jumping on a Cowboys bandwagon because they haven't exactly done anything. Yeah, it's probably some team in the NBA. The Warriors, because they were garbage before Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond showed up.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know. Any question, sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. 866-979-3776.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision doctors have performed over 150,000 procedures. They know when it's your right time for RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consult today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Mariners and White Sox tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. First pitch at 4:40, pregame at 3:30. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of zero down, zero payments, and zero interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman speaking to those who have recently been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I spoke with Dr. Meyer, the medical director of the Swedish Radio Surgery Center, and Dr. Meyer said Swedish CyberKnife patients are really satisfied with their experience. They report very few side effects, and they're seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later. To learn more, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate or call 206-320-7187.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. Starting with non-sports, what I need to know. As a kid, I used to eat hot dogs cold. Thankfully, I never got sick. I did too. What's something you did as a kid that makes you really embarrassed to mention now?
I did as a kid?
Faked broken bones a lot.
I think if you could get away with it now, you would still do that.
I clearly had a need for attention, so I would wear a carpal tunnel bracelet and pretend that I broke my arm.
Had?
Yeah. I don't fake broken arms now. That's something I would be embarrassed to do now.
But you don't think that you still have the need for attention?
No, I do.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that my answer, it's something you were embarrassed of that you would be embarrassed of now. Mine is how often, how obvious my attempts at attention were.
You understand my issues with the use of had.
For sure. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I had 2 girl cousins. I used to play with Barbies with them.
I love
full
that.
out in character mode Barbies.
What was your Barbie voice?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did they have you play with the boy Barbies, or were you playing with the girl ones?
I was versatile.
Yeah.
I was versatile.
Two-way player.
Multifaceted.
Two-way player. I love it. Curtis, Matt?
I used to eat just mustard and cheese sandwiches.
What?
I was probably like 5 years old.
Mustard and cheese,
That's
huh?
it, yeah. Mustard,
No
cheese, and
protein.
bread. Nothing, yeah.
Matt's still thinking. I like this one. What I need to know. What's something that is better store-bought? So what store-bought product is superior to homemade? This person says, mine are Kraft mac and cheese and frozen Salisbury steaks.
You ain't had my mama's mac and cheese. If you talking Kraft mac
Yeah.
and cheese.
Brenda makes a really good Instant Pot mac and
I think
cheese.
homemade mac and cheese is better. Kraft is great. I would say Kraft is an underrated store-bought mac and cheese, but homemade mac and cheese is exceptional.
I feel like,
But there are answers to this
I
question.
feel like coffee. Like a cup of coffee from home is nice.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to turn the coffee maker on and whatnot, but
Yeah.
it just tastes better from a store.
I think like little condiments, like if someone's like homemade peanut butter, homemade cream cheese, homemade tomato
You have
paste.
homemade peanut butter? I've never had that.
No. I've seen videos. I've heard tales. And I'm always like, just buy it. Tomato paste and peanut butter are cheap. I'm sure that they are better. I know that you're in your mind eliminating chemicals, but like I don't think those chemicals are killing you. There are worse chemicals to worry about. That's my answer. It's and also things that are exceptionally difficult to make correctly. Just don't do it.
Do it.
What I need to know. What is your this should be illegal everyday annoyance?
This should be illegal. Everyday annoyance. Just people driving slow.
Oh, you
It's
think
illegal actually to drive slow, isn't
But
it?
you think like they should be a little more strict with that rule.
Pull them over. Get them out of here.
How fast do you think you were going? They're like 50? Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's no traffic right now. How heavily will Riley Mills be used this year, and will he be moved around to different spots on the line?
I think he's in the game. Will he be moved around? He's interior, I think. Is he interior? Yeah, he is. No, I think he'll stay inside.
Someone said homemade nachos.
Better than ones you get from a restaurant? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What I need to know, is it weird to you when you're in a waiting room, like a doctor's office, and the room's pretty empty, and the next person in sits right next to you?
Yes.
Yes. That's
Yes.
always weird. Even in a parking lot, if you park right next to my car, what are you doing? Go away.
Well, if it's wide open, yeah, that's weird.
That anytime anything using the stall next to you in the bathroom when there are many other stalls, anything like that I think is almost universally to people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think the less people there are, the bigger our personal space bubble gets.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What I need to know, you have to choose between these two. Charlie horse when you wake up every single day, or a constant left eye twitch.
Charlie horse.
Yeah, because you can get rid of that once after a little bit.
You work through that.
Mm-hmm. Where's your end of the world zombie apocalypse post up spot? Where are you gonna?
I'm
where
not
are you gonna
telling
post up?
anybody.
What do you mean you're not telling? Well, why
If it's
don't
a zombie
you share?
apocalypse, no one can be trusted.
Well, why
'Cause
don't-
What if you become a zombie?
They're not going to remember it. They're going to like not be in their right minds.
We're not giving up that information.
I'll probably just come here.
Why would you not? It's soundproof. It's really safe.
Yeah.
It's secured locks on the doors.
Generators for when the power goes out.
I actually think that this and then our radio
Well,
tower are like the perfect
Yeah,
spots.
this when everything hits the fan, this station will still be on the air.
We have the strongest.
we are legally told we need
Are
to
we
be
the
on the
FIFA
air.
station?
What?
We're the FIFA.
We're the PEP station. The FIFA station?
FIFA?
FIFA is the World Cup that's coming this next month.
FEMA. Sorry.
FEMA.
FEMA. Who's winning Survivor?
I haven't seen the most recent
Charlie.
episode.
Charlie.
No, Charlie got voted out earlier.
Oh, that's a real. Hey.
Yeah.
That was a real name, huh?
Mhm.
Let's go.
Okay, then I
think
won't spoil it, but I think the person you think will win is still in play.
Is she?
Well, now I can't continue to answer man or woman because I don't want to spoil the episode. But I feel like I know some.
Well, I haven't seen the most recent episode, but I think Sari is going to win.
They're giving her a great edit. I was convinced Christian because that he had so much narrative.
Oh yeah, he was.
Control. Yeah.
He was on every episode many times.
What I need to know. Did I dodge a bullet with an ex after living with me rent and utility free for 6 months, saying I didn't make her feel special? No, because
I mean, did you do anything else beyond just letting her live there free?
You're not like a parent or family member. Like, yes, it is generous to
do things to keep them around.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is enough of an intrigue to go like, well, let's hear some more. But no, it's not just like, oh, no rent, so therefore I owe you nothing else in this relationship. Like, no, you still have to listen, be affectionate, care about each other.
Yeah, it's more to it than just bills.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Texter. What I need to know. Gosh, I just had something. When it comes to eating things you've dropped on the floor, does size matter? Think like if you drop half a loaf of bread versus a slice of a carrot. Assume that you've picked both up immediately.
Size does not matter.
I think it does. I think it does.
You think the bigger it is, the
cleaner it is.
The cleaner it is?
Yeah.
No, the bigger it is, the more of it is dirty.
I know, but for some reason, to me, it feels like if you drop a little thing, it's more covered in germs.
Think about the surface. You drop a steak.
Yeah.
You drop a small piece of bread.
Yeah.
Which has picked up more bacteria?
Well, the steak.
Yeah.
But a tiny piece of a carrot, covered.
Okay.
I can't continue to make my case here. I've simply run out of logic, but it makes sense to me. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
When your growing's right, you got lots of might.
And that ball will take flight.
That's right.
After the biggest series win so far this season.
You just beat the Braves, who had been the best team in baseball, and beat them 2 out of 3.
That shows a little resilience.
How about that, folks?
The Mariners hit the road, looking to build momentum.
This is an opportunity road trip for the Mariners.
And create some distance atop the AL West.
You're not far from sitting in first place, because the rest of the teams, nobody's running away with it.
Mariners, White Sox, tomorrow night. First pitch at 4:40. Pre-game at 3:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no-interest, no-payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS,
carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at PCFgroup.com.